in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
So 6:35 on Tuesday the 15th. It's mid-month. April is almost... Charlie, the way the year is moving.
I like it.
I'm telling you, Charlie, we are moving.
I like it.
And of course, Thursday is the day before Easter, and therefore Friday is a holiday, Monday as well. Join us on the Easter Orphan Project. We've been doing this for many, many years. And this year, in addition to orphanages, we're also supporting some drug rehabilitation centers. And so please send us the items that we've announced to restock these orphanages for another year. Whether it's a cash donation through our Momo channel or whether it's what we call in Ghana provisions. Milk, sugar, bags of rice, toys, books, detergents, whatever you can share. Or send Momo to 0550900006. It's another year to put a smile on the face of an orphan or to help somebody undergoing rehabilitation at a drug rehabilitation center. This is the Citi Easter Orphan Project, powered by 97.3 Citi FM, with support from Channel 1 Television. News by Reviews next, brought to you by Total Energies. Insist on the additive enriched Excellium with its powerful 3-in-1 action formula that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Fidelity Bank is where dreams of youth becomes the realities of adulthood. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. You need a financial partner to make it happen. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. And from the stables of Les Farm cometh another masterpiece, manifesting in 5 distinct flavors of cola, orange, cocktail, grapefruit, and tangerine, presenting the Piva group of beverages. Call 0550-032-231. Let's buy in bulk and let's make Easter memorable. It's an interactive show. Lots of things to do on the program today. We're happy to hear from you on WhatsApp 0549986996. You would have thought that only Accra had issues, because almost every morning either Godfrey brings up an issue with spatial planning, people in the wrong place, flooding, gutters choked, and that type of thing. Well, it looks like the new mayor of Kumasi is on the warpath. He was addressing the press. And I want to just bring you some highlights of what he said. But he's basically saying, you need to do the right thing, otherwise we will come for you.
Well, he says he wants to clear the pavements so that people can easily walk. I am all for it. I want to be able to walk.
He wants to decongest the city.
Yes, he wants to decongest the city. There are places that you and I are supposed to be able to walk, but we can't walk because people are trading on in those areas. So he says he's going to remove everybody.
It's that serious. The issue of congestion in Kumasi, probably more serious than it is in Accra. Let's hear highlights of, what's his name, by the way?
His body.
Okay, let's hear what Bwedi has been saying to the people of Kumasi.
There's something we are going to do, and that is where I need your support. As for me, I don't like reporting too many things to the police. I don't want a situation whereby we'll put in place a police team, we'll go arrest people, and then they go to the police station, they find their own means, and they are back on the street. That would be a waste of time and resources for me. So I have my own democratic military style, which I'll be implementing. When we say leave this space, and you don't leave this space, and I get there, I am not lucky, and my boys are with me, there and then, we'll beat you. There, in the middle of a doom. If you're not lucky, if I'm alone, you'll be lucky. But if I'm there, and my 10 boys are in their pickup with me, with their hips, trust me, we'll beat you. If you don't want to experience that kind of situation, do that which is right and which is lawful. This is Otumfuo City. This is the Asantehene City. This is the Garden City of West Africa. We have to preserve its image. And I am here to work to certify the city for Otumfuo. And I want to ensure that this city looks like Otumfuo City. And when we talk to you, and we implore on you to adhere to that which we all do, and we can all have peace, and you want to let the job become difficult for me, I will let your body feel the difficulty that you are giving to me. So when it gets to that period, please, don't sit on your radio station and say that Akwawe or Basa or to training and all those things. Please, it is all aimed at.
Wow, that was the mayor of Kumasi. What's his name again?
Kwesi Ofori-Bwedi.
A lot of headlines. If you go to citynewsroom.com, we will flog traders who violate pavement trading ban. Kumasi mayor. If you go to other websites, the mayor of Kumasi, Ofori-Agyemang, has warned livestock owners not to allow their livestock to move astray. Effective May 1. Kumasi mayor to resort to instant corporal punishment to decongest city. Ghana Web, traders define pavement trading ban will be whipped. Kumasi mayor warns. Just say the guy is.
But what's the Accra one?
Well, they have not released the list yet.
Oh, the indigenous are fighting.
No, the Accra one, not it's a stemma that there are issues. The Accra hasn't come out yet.
Why?
Well, by the process, they are how many? They are 250 something. They've released some. They released almost 110 or something.
Accra will carry the glory.
Accra is of no consequence. It's just 3 small places. Kumasi Mayor has more power than Accra Mayor.
Oh, certainly.
Obviously, apparently, he can whip people.
Charlie, you say you flog you.
I'm not even sure.
I'm conflicted.
This is my problem.
I'm conflicted.
See, public officials should not talk like this.
No.
Yeah. Just whip the people. But
No.
say it.
No, that's not what Then let's stop. Let's stop the democracy and start something else.
So what do you suggest they do
If
to
you've
them?
chosen a system of rule of law and you have accepted to be mayor under that regime, work within those laws.
He says
If you want to do what you want to do, accept to be mayor under military rule.
no. He says you have been told not to come here. It's not like they just go there and start whipping. He says don't come here. Don't come and trade here. They've told you stay away and go here.
The same
They
law,
come back and then you are still
it
there.
doesn't matter. You can even shoot a man
Yeah.
and he can be caught on camera shooting the man. No law gives anybody power to shoot you instantly.
Charlie.
The law that makes you mayor of Kumasi is the same law that gives you that enjoins you to follow a process.
Alois, let me ask you something.
So he can we see we cannot sit on air, and he knows what he's doing is wrong. That's why he said you come and sit on air.
No,
and say, you can't tell us what to sit on air and say.
Let me ask you something.
Ask me.
Have you, and Caleb, I'm asking the same question.
Yeah.
Have you never had that feeling when driving through a place where you say to yourself, hey, go for me, I can miss it from no.
Never. Why?
So how, in your head, how do you solve those problems?
I don't think about it. I don't have time for such careless thoughts.
It's actually frustrating.
Because for me, this morning, even on my way to work, I whipped about 8 people in my head.
Let's start with the headlines. This mayor's thing, it will not stand any test. You are fresh in the work. It's exuberance. Giddy. Look, Akwesi Jima in Sally for Mankwa. That's not how you do anything. Even Lagos, they had ways of doing it. If you want to prevent people from doing other things, put in place, design it. So, for example, you can design. It's called engineer. You can engineer people's behavior. It's not a bromo and those things.
Last year when they were enforcing the plastic ban on sachet water in Lagos, this is what they were doing there.
When you go to cities in the Western world, do they beat you?
No, I'm just saying, you are saying Lagos, and I'm saying this is what they were doing to pure water people in Lagos last year to enforce the ban on plastic.
And are they any better than us?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just telling you that don't think that it is calm everywhere.
You should cool down. It's a long journey.
I know.
You should cool down.
I know. I'm with you, brother.
You should cool down.
I'm with you, brother.
This giddy, yeah. It's 1978. Must I read the headlines? You should stop that.
Get in time.
The Daily Guide, right?
Yes.
Turkish investors' property demolition. Zoom Lion boss snaps police. Victims arrested. High Court denies Ahmed Swale killer bail. 20 pupils hospitalized after consuming asana. Oh,
where is this?
I'll give you details.
Ghanaian Times. Auditors must exercise high professional standard to protect public purse. This is Professor Abednego Fehi Oko Almate speaking. Close down witch camps. They are symbols of societal neglect. This is AI, Amnesty International. 4 suspected armed robbers killed in gun battle with police. President Mahama addresses Business Forum April 19 and leveraging AI to protect lives, building resilience for future pandemics.
All right. Front page of the Daybreak reports that Ghana forces promotions appointments in limbo amid Vice President's sick leave. Right. Government targets 600 new enterprises by 2028. They are quoting Julius Debra. Gold Board takes over ASM, that's Artisanal Small Scale Mining Gold Trade in Ghana. All PMMC licenses to expire by April 30.
Chronicle this morning. Police dispatch 4 gun-tooting robbers in Ashanti region. Stop the excuses and increase producer price of cocoa now. Minority caucus demands. Swale's murder suspect refused bail again. And traditional coup in Kwewu must be quelled. This is Forum speaking.
The front page of the Daily Graphic reports scholarship scheme overhauled. New bill to go before Parliament soon.
The Overseer. Kwewu Forum will propel growth. Julius Debra Atuforsen elected chairman of ECOWAS Investment Bank at 23rd AGM. PMMC era ends as Gold Board takes full control. Government gives $1 million to peasant farmers for vegetable production. Eric Opoku's interview with us yesterday is captured here. Now meet the new government statistician, Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu. That story is here. A Doomfire minority donates 200,000 Ghana cedis and demands government intervention.
The front page of the National Enquiry is reporting on the new Gold Board statement and its mandate. Restore discipline in senior high schools. Education Minister to Ghana Education Service. 116-year-old STC can't boast of 60 buses, according to the Transport Minister.
Okay, the New Republic. James Bond walks free. Legal battle looms as AG prepares to charge looting couples. And why planting for food and jobs failed. Eric Opoku torpedoes NPP's propaganda boat. Trouble brews in Boko. Okay, and the other stories here as
Let
well.
me take you to online quickly. CityNewsroom.com. The lead stories on mining. Goldfields that mine workers to protest over lease termination. Keep an eye on this story. Government optimistic about IMF staff level agreement as fourth review ends. Government to deploy 5,000 agri graduates to support farmers. Meanwhile, Sam George says I'll ensure local telcos pay for SIM card registration. He also says Ghana to secure $1 billion IT investment deal to boost job creation. And then, meanwhile, Agbande is assuring that all DC nominees will be confirmed despite the dissent shown. And then this very controversial story: we will flog traders who violate pavement trading ban. Kumasi mayor. My Joe Online. A standoff with police is a dangerous new trend. Minority on security forces attacks in Boko. Also, Baku deserves peace. Minority calls for depoliticization as conflict escalates. PRC is defending tariff hikes despite ongoing power and water disruptions. And then Ghana Armed Forces embarks on quote surgical unquote anti-galamsey operations across 3 commands. Those are the stories of my journal. If you go to Channel 1 News, Otokono dismisses claims of MMDC imposition, urges calm. Sam George also says 1 million coders program will make Ghana Africa's AI hub. And then repeal LI 2462. Sam George says he supports the call for that. And then small scale miners back gold boards mining cleanup. And then, of course, PRC speaking on tariffs as well. Of course, Ghana News Agency this morning is also talking about the gold board invalidating all PMMC issued gold licenses. And then Constitutional Review Committee receives over 500 proposals from stakeholders. So keep an eye on that particular story. Meanwhile, government determined to complete Bolgatanga Boku Pulmakom Road. This is Roads Minister still on tour. He and his deputy in the northern region now talking about roads to be done. Let's start with you, Godfred.
No, start with the gold board.
Start with the Damine one.
I don't have any Daman story.
Okay, so I'll start with the Goldfields Damine workers because there are 2 big mining stories. The gold board basically taking over mining licenses, but the Goldfields Damine workers are on the front page of citynewsroom.com. Workers at that mine are planning to march to government offices to demand assurances over their livelihoods following the state's decision not to renew the mine's lease after the April 18 shutdown date. Despite the company's description of extensive engagement with the relevant authorities, the government rejected the application to extend the Daman mining lease, raising uncertainty for more than 1,000 employees whose jobs are now in jeopardy. The Ghana Mine Workers Union says the planned action is intended to urge the government to outline clear provisions for affected workers and broader economic implications. Now, speaking to City Business News, General Secretary of the Union, Abdul Mumin Igbana, says the state must be mindful of the potential economic disruption that lease termination could cause. So that's the first story on mining.
I have the gold board.
Please go ahead.
Okay, on basis of the Daily Guide, the Ghana Gold Board has officially taken full control of the country's artisanal and small-scale gold trade following the passage of the Ghana Gold Board Act 2025. The law passed by Parliament on March 29 and assented to by the President on April 2, 2025 mandates Gold Board as the sole authority in the buying, selling, assaying and export of gold from the artisanal and small-scale mining sector. In a statement issued yesterday, Gold Board stated that all licenses previously granted by the Precious Minerals Marketing Company or the minister responsible for mines, except those issued to large-scale mining companies, are no longer valid under the new law.
They say this is to target smuggling and also to formalize the sector. It is hoped that it will reduce the galamsey in the system. But if you read another story, small-scale miners say they back the cleanup. This is Channel 1 News. The Small-Scale Miners Association has backed Gold Board's revocation of all PMMC artisanal and small-scale mining licenses. And speaking on Eyewitness News, Abdul Razak Alasan, Director of Communications for SSMA, expressed support for Gold Boss initiative aimed at formalizing Ghana's gold trade.
And there are some deadlines in that story. Effective 22nd April 2025, Ghanaians and wholly owned Ghanaian companies whose licenses have expired or new entrants interested in gold trading may apply for new licenses either online via soon-to-be-announced Gold Board website or in person at the Gold Boss Licensing Regulatory Office in Accra. Additionally, foreign nationals are required to exit the local gold trading space by 30th April 2025, though they may apply to purchase gold directly from the Gold Board under special arrangements. And the statement concludes with a strong warning that beginning 1st May 2025, dealing in gold without a valid Gold Board issued license will constitute a punishable offense.
All right, now let's move to other stories. Godfred.
Okay, let me tell you about education, because the scholarship scheme are always in the news, but perhaps something new is coming. The Daily Graphic reports that a new scholarship bill to be known as the Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill will be laid before Parliament when it reconvenes as government takes drastic measures to restructure the current scholarship secretariat.
All right.
The Minister of Education, Haruna Idris, who announced this in Accra, said the new bill will prevent chronism and nepotism and provide scholarship to those who truly deserve them. The story continues on page 3 that the new arrangements will start with an effort to build strong faculties for Ghanaian universities with a new local scholarship scheme on the table.
Now, there are calls for calm from many sides of the NDC over the appointment of MMDCE. So, for example, Mustafa Gbande says all nominees will be confirmed despite dissent. He was speaking on Eyewitness News yesterday. And then Peter Boamo Tokuno, also of the NDC, is also saying that they should be calm. He's the Director of Presidential Initiatives in Agric and Agribusiness and former Deputy General Secretary of NDC. He's urged party supporters to disregard claims of imposition of MMDCEs on them. His comments come in the wake of protests in some of the places where, for example, in Tema, irate youth stormed the Tema Metropolitan Assembly demanding the appointment of an indigenous mayor amid rumors that Ibi Bright was being considered over Patience and Kama Ado, who had earlier been tipped for the role. Similarly, in Asante Mampon, disgruntled NDC supporters vandalized party office and set items ablaze over the MC nomination. Dr. Otokono stressed the selection process is thorough and guided by strict criteria. Now, Bande, on his part, says he is quite confident that all the nominees will be confirmed when the assemblies go and vote. Okay. We'll keep an eye on those 3 or 4 areas of dissent. There's Okankri Central, there's Tema Central, there's also Mampong.
Quite a few have also been confirmed. One is Stephen Mocha, MC for Our Win. And also, just taken with elections on page 18, CDD Ghana raises concerns over high cost of elections. The Ghana Center for Democratic Development has said it now costs approximately $650,000, that's 10 million Ghana cedis, to become a member of parliament, and between $100 million to $150 million to run for president.
Okay, so now government to give $1 million to peasant farmers for vegetable production. Eric Opoku, who is the Greek Minister for Food and Agriculture, has announced that the government will disburse $1 million to support over 1,500 peasant farmers in northern Ghana as part of efforts to boost vegetable production under the Feed Ghana project. He was speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show yesterday, where he emphasized that the government's priority is to empower grassroots farmers, many of whom are already engaged in tomato and other vegetable cultivation. He explained that many of these farmers lack the financial capacity to scale up the operations, which is why the government is stepping in with direct financial support. On to some local government stories on Ghanaian Times, page number 9. Landman to prosecute residents engaged in open defecation. This is the coordinating director. The coordinating director of the La Dadekotopo Municipal Assembly, Daniel Nkrumah, has cautioned residents of La against open defecation, particularly along the La Beach area, stating that those caught will face legal actions. Quote, no one would be spared if you are caught defecating openly along the La Beach or any place within the municipality, Mr. Nkrumah cautioned.
Would you say that he should also go and be beating people who do open defecation?
The people who are doing open defecation, would they stop?
They've been warned for a long time though.
Yeah, so you can set up a task force to arrest them.
Okay, then the people.
They'll be in a process task force.
You know what?
Task force, they'll work overtime.
There's a story on.
They should go to the Kole Beach. They'll work overtime.
There's a story on GNA. Methodist Bishop urges churches to tackle growing indiscipline in society. Story by Regina Bennett. Dua Kwanta. Reverend Ekweku Efa, Methodist Bishop of Sunyai Diocese, has urged churches to help tackle the growing trend of indiscipline in the society. Yes. This could be done if churches concentrate on building the youth to become matured into Christianity. He stated in an interview with the media on the silence of the 46th annual Synod of the Church at Dua Kwanta on the theme Discipleship Growing into Christian Maturity, and attended by the assistant executive, the standing committee of the church, and etc. etc. He basically urged the church leaders to preach about discipline, so people can be more disciplined. Stop doing all kinds of.
Let me give you 2 quick stories, Bernard. One from page 6 again of the Daily Guide. Over 20 pupils from Pram DA Basic B and Methodist Freeman Basic School in the Greater Accra region were hospitalized on Monday after collapsing during class hours. Witnesses reported seeing several children running in distress before collapsing. The cause of incident, preliminary reports indicate that the pupils had consumed asana, a local corn drink sold by a vendor in the area. The vendor has also been hospitalized.
Hey, this is very serious. Now, let me take you to Channel 1 News. The roads minister is touring parts of the north with his deputy, Kwame Gavin-Sagboja, has assured residents of the northern region of significant improvement in the road network within the next 2 years. He gave the assurance during a working visit to the region where he inspected critical infrastructure. So the inspection covered vital locations including the Gariba Lodge storm drain, the Wapuli Bridge, the Saboba Wapuli Road, and several inner roads and drains. In an interview, the minister assured that all roads and drainage issues identified during the tour will be addressed with urgency.
Right. The Navy has trained 453 Blue Guards to protect our water bodies. This is Chronicle. A total of 453 Blue Guards have passed out at a ceremony in Jamora in the Western region. The guards will be deployed to the various water bodies in the region to fight illegal mining. They have been equipped with essential skills such as physical endurance, basic arms handling, combat techniques, survival swimming, and boat operations after a 2-week training by the Ghana Navy.
There are a lot of things are happening on 1st May. So PURC has approved new tariffs. 14% increase in electricity, 4% in water to take effect from 1st May. Then the Kumasi mayor says from 1st May, if he sees you on the road misbehaving, he will beat you. Then he also gave a deadline. Gold board. So it looks like April ending, the honeymoon for many people is coming to an end. First proper increase in tariffs happening 1st May. Kumasi mayor taking the law into his own hands from 1st May.
Starts from 1st May.
He shouldn't even try that.
No, but he didn't say on 1st May he's going to lash people.
He said
On
if you are
1st
lucky and his boys find you.
No, because they have
he's
told
moving
you
with his boys
to
and they
leave.
meet
We
you.
shouldn't even
They say
encourage-
leave.
We shouldn't even encourage the use of boys.
No, I mean,
Why should-
he means
listen,
city guards. City guards.
You see, this
City
is
guards.
my boys. Which boys?
City guards.
As
City
approved by
guards. Oh, but but we have AMS city guards.
Charlie, they should stop that.
Brother, they are in town every day.
Some of them are even more lawless than the citizens.
City guards.
Lawless people holding whips, calling
City
themselves
guards.
city guards.
City guards.
The
City
cheek of
guards.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out there your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out there your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Gugomi, at what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The business news with Nashi Kasisa. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, government hopeful of securing staff-level agreement with International Monetary Fund as it concludes fourth review mission today. Also coming up, Ghana bans foreigners from local gold trading effective May 1, 2025, as Gold Board assumes full control of gold exports. And later, workers at the goldfields demand to protest over demands for job security following a decision not to renew mines lease. Settle for the details of our stories now. The government is optimistic about securing a staff-level agreement with International Monetary Fund (IMF) as the fund concludes its fourth review mission today. Sources close to Citi Business News suggest that while Ghana missed some key targets last year, a provisional agreement could still be reached. This would hinge on the government's commitment to implement corrective measures in the coming weeks, particularly in areas such as tax reforms and public procurement improvements. The IMF is expected to present Ghana's case to its executive board in June, an important step toward unlocking the next chunk of financial support. A successful review could trigger the release of approximately $360 million. Moving on, the Ghana Gold Board has assumed full control of gold exports from the artisanal and small-scale mining sector following the enactment of the Gold Board Act, Act 1140. All licenses previously issued by the Precious Minerals Marketing Company or the Minister of Mines, except those held by large-scale miners, are now void. Effective immediately, only Gold Board is authorized to sell, buy or export ASM gold. A grace period allows existing license holders to operate until April 30, 2025, after which unlicensed trading becomes a punishable offense. The directive also mandates local gold buyers to trade in Ghana cedis using Bank of Ghana's reference rates. Foreign nationals must exit the local gold trade by the deadline, although they may apply to offtake gold through the Gold Board. Meanwhile, the Small Scale Miners Association has expressed support for the revocation. The association's public relations officer, Abdul Razak Al Hassan, spoke on the matter.
The Gold Board is doing their best. They are trying to formalize the system, especially the downstream, which is the trading aspect of it. And then before they can do that, these are some of the measures that they need to put on. So suspending or revoking licenses, but they've also given another time that by close of this month, everything will be done. Then we then apply for new licenses, those who want to trade in their business. We don't think that it's any bad thing because they've educated us a lot. They've explained their side of the story about the Gold Board. But by the first statement of it that I saw that they were specific on small scale and then artisanal mining, but they were cautious about this large scale mining thing. So that is where we don't understand a bit, but all the same, we'll still prove further to understand it.
Abdul Razak Al Hassan is Public Relations Officer of the Small Scale Miners Association. Now, workers at the Goldfields Daman mine are gearing up to march to government offices to demand assurances over their livelihoods following the state's decision not to renew their mines lease after April 18. Despite what the company describes as extensive engagement with relevant authorities, the government rejected the application to extend the Daman mining lease, raising uncertainty for the more than 100,000 employees whose jobs hang in the balance. The Ghana Mine Workers Union says the planned action is intended to urge the government to outline clear provisions for affected workers and the broader economic implications of the shutdown. As the General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union, Abdul Momin Bana, speaking to Citi Business News.
As it stands now, it is obvious that if government doesn't change its position, we would immediately lose our incomes and our livelihoods. But what that means also is that we will have to march up to government and demand our salaries and our livelihoods from government. Because before you take a major decision of this nature, you must be quite considerate and mindful of the implications of your decision. And that's what I'm saying, that if government is minded and if government appreciates what workers are likely to go through, in excess of 1,000, what they are likely to go through, then government will certainly be careful in terms of how it exercises its discretion of whether to extend or not to extend. So workers will have to demand their salaries and their conditions from government, because essentially you have decided that the mine should not run.
That was the General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union, Abdul Mumin Bana, speaking there. Moving on, some players within the extractive sector are expressing optimism that the government's decision not to renew Goldfields Diamond Mines lease is ultimately in the best interest of the state, although the move has raised concerns among some market watchers about its potential impact on investor confidence, especially coming on the heels of a recent hike in the growth and sustainability levy from 1% to 3%. Others believe it signals a stronger stance on maximizing national benefits from mineral resources. Speaking to Citi Business News, Chairman of the Ghana Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, Dr. Steve Mantiel, welcomed the decision, noting that the country must prioritize value for money in lease agreements.
There have been instances where certain leases have expired. They've been renewed only for the lease holder to flip, to sell the mine and make huge profit. That would have come to the state. I'm not saying that is the reason for actually the decision of the Minerals Commission in this particular instance, but I won't be surprised if that is. And so let's believe that the regulator is working in the best interest of the country, and I don't believe there is any cause for worry. All we need to do is to monitor the space and see, going beyond the refusal, what the regulator on behalf of the state will do with this particular mine.
That was Chairman of the Ghana Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, Dr. Steve Mantiel there. Moving on, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GNCCI, is cautioning that Ghana's 2025 end-period inflation target of 11.9%, as outlined in the national budget, is unlikely to be achieved. According to the Chamber, the recent monetary policy rate hike to 28%, coupled with the impending utility tariff adjustment, which is at 14.75% in electricity rates and 4.0% hike in water tariffs effective May 3, will exert additional pressure on the cost of doing business. Chief Executive Officer of the GNCCI, Mark Beduabwaji, tells Citi Business News that the cumulative impact of these policy moves could erode business margins and stroke inflationary pressures, making the budget target difficult to meet.
The combined effect of this is that we are going to have a high cost of production. Policy rate has gone up to 20%, which means that interest rate will go up. Electricity and water had also gone up by 14.75 and 4.0%. They all add up to direct costs. This adds up to your direct cost, and there's nothing you can do about it. So all these things, as I said earlier, will lead to an increase in prices. Now, as a country, if you look at the 2025 budget, we have a target of 11.9% for inflation. If you want to achieve that target, which from my opinion to be even extremely difficult without this increment, it means that we are not likely to achieve that because prices are going to go up and it's going to translate into a higher level of inflation. So much as they would want to control inflation by increasing policy rates, this increment in tariffs will rather reverse the process and cause inflation to go up. And once inflation goes up, you know the effect, the currency will also depreciate.
Mark Beduabwaji is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency brought across some forex bureaus. And the dollar is going for 16 cedis, 10 pesos, while the British pound is going for 20 cedis, 40 pesos, and the euro at 17 cedis, 30 pesos. Remember that these are the rates being offered by the forex bureaus to the public. And that's all for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, mama, mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Polytech is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytech, we get some more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
7:15, and every day people face different emergencies. Police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency. You just name it. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, here's one you'd want to remember. *770#. Yes, *770# is the new EcoBank Money Emergency number. *770# gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more, even without data. So there is no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank brought you the City Business News. And if you're ready to drive innovation and take the next step in your career, then apply for Shesi's master's programs, which combine world-class education with African relevance, regardless of your career aspirations. And a Shesi master's program equips you with the skills, ethics, and network to lead boldly. Applications are open for 2025 cohorts. Learn more at shesi.edu.gh. The future of energy is here, and it's more affordable than ever. Translight Solar is your trusted brand in solar solutions for the past 10 years. For We're making it easier for you to own a reliable solar power system with our flexible payment program starting at 49,000 Ghana cedis. You can now power your home or your business by paying just 30% upfront and spreading the rest over a 12 to 24 month period. Yes, it's that simple. Buy solar now and pay as low as 1,650 Ghana cedis every month. This year marks our 10th anniversary and we are celebrating with you. Be among the first to take advantage of our exclusive discounts and early bird sales. Say goodbye to doomsday high electricity bills, etc., etc. Don't wait. Call us now on 050-424-9229 or 0206-542-454. Visit www.translightsolar.com to schedule your free consultation. Translight Solar, wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight. Good morning. Please help me wish Eliza Kevin Kwabna JB of the Morning Star School Class 5H a happy birthday. Grace made it possible, son. You're 11 years today and it's so exciting seeing who you're becoming. May the path ahead of you shine brighter and brighter unto that perfect day. From your father, Seth JB of First Bank, Ghana. Wish my boss a happy birthday, CEO of Ozone's Chemist Limited, from the management and staff of Ozone's Chemist Accra. We pray for good health and strength. This one says, help me wish my daughter Judy Juanita Etonam Vuli a glorious happy birthday. Etonam, we pray for God's protection and favors as you enter your new count from your parents and siblings. Happy birthday to our little angel Kendra, who turns 4 today, from the whole family, Karen, Karina, and mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Ofosu at Lashibi. To you, our little angel Kendra, who turns 4 today, we love you so much. Happy birthday to Mr. Yakubu Al Hassan of the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, Rifa Terminal. A happy birthday. Cheers to the new week. This is from the National Service personnel at the terminal. Kickoff is coming your way shortly. Brought to you proudly by Lesheho Polytank and Zonda Ghana Limited. Together, Lesheho, Polytank, Zonda and Shell proudly bringing you Kickoff. Lesheho says the Don't Come campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lesheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now until April 30, 2025, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 0270 040 799 or 0270 040 733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Let's share whole. Let's improve life. Charlie, this is Ghana, or you only get deceived if you're not sure of what you're buying or you don't really know the market. When it comes to water storage tanks, the name we all know is Polytank. Has been with us for over 30 years and has been trusted by all generations. Make no mistake, always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. It's available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner shops, be it Rambo, Hippo, Sumo, or Super Sumo. Durability is always assured. Polytank, the original, always the best. Papa no Ankasa Ankasa. Caution to you is that Polytank does not request for Momo payments online.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Sporting a beautiful Black Stars jersey this morning, Edwin Kwao Kofi is here with Kickoff. Good
morning, my brother. How you doing?
Good morning, Caleb. It's Tuesday morning. Welcome aboard to Kickoff on 97.3 Citi FM. We are sponsored by Zonda GH, Shell Go Well, Politangana, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Let's start off from the doorsteps of the GOC. And the outgoing president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Ben Nunu Mensah, has named Ghana's historic performance at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, where Samuel Techi clinched bronze in boxing as a pinnacle of his tenure. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Channel One Sports, Mensah spoke about his legacy and the future of the Ghana Olympic Committee after stating that he's not going to contest at this year's elections.
Samuel Techi delivered Ghana's greatest Olympic moment in decades, winning a bronze medal in boxing at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, the nation's first Olympic medal in 29 years. His stunning quarter-final victory over Colombia's more experienced David Seiba Aliba sets the stage for this historic feat. Under the leadership of Ghana Olympic Committee President Ben Nunu Mensah, this triumph marked a shining milestone for Ghana on the world stage.
Ghana hadn't been on the podium for close to 30 years at the Olympics, and for Samuel Techi to go on the podium and even go to the extent that at the closing ceremony, he was invited to stand beside the IOC president. You know, that was very emotional, and I shed a tear when I saw Techi up there with Thomas Bach, and that, I'll say, was something that really hit me.
Samuel Techi joined Ghana's Olympic boxing legends, Clement Korte, winning silver in Rome 1960, Eddie Blay, who won bronze in Tokyo 1964, and Prince Amate, who also won bronze in Munich 1972. With his historic featherweight bronze at the Tokyo 2020, however, Ghana Olympic Committee President Ben Nunu Mensah expressed disappointment that Techi, now 24 years, has yet to achieve greater success in professional boxing.
He was convinced to leave the amateur ranks, when I had expected that, look, if Samuel Techi had stayed on for the Commonwealth Games and then later the African Games and eventually the Olympics in Paris, I am very sure Techi would have won gold, and that is where his market value would have gone so much that he's going to have promoters from all over the world, especially from the US, chasing him for his signature so they can manage him. But try as some of us did, being young and being very vulnerable, he was convinced to leave the amateur ranks, and I'm not too sure how he's doing the professional round. But
Samuel Techi's historic boxing bronze at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, achieved under the outgoing Ghana Olympic president Ben Nunu Mensah, has set a high bar for the next leader. Whoever wins the GOC presidency on April 26 will need to surpass this milestone to elevate Ghana's Olympic legacy further.
That report was put together by my colleague Gabi Ofe. To some other stuff, and Ghana's Mohamed Kudus says he'll stick to his preferred dribbling and entertaining style despite the risks involved. The 24-year-old is among the Premier League's elite dribblers, and he completed the most take-ons in Europe's top 5 leagues at the end of 2024. Let's hear from Mohamed Kudus.
I'm very proud being a Ghanaian, so I don't shy away or hide it. Anywhere I go, I try to be myself, eat my food, and yeah.
You talk about the food. I have to discuss this because when we played Arsenal this season, the way you was holding off Saliba, Gabriel, I told the man, that's jollof.
We are all different, and we all have our impact in the world. So there's not a single day I'll ever change my style of play for any coach, anybody, or whatsoever. I think me really expressing myself on the pitch and playing how I play is just who I am, and that will never change. Just at the end of the day, just be a boy from Nima, just living his dream, and maybe people can find some inspiration through that by being myself. Yeah.
That was Black Stars and West Ham star Mohamed Kudus. Speaking of Ghanaians in the EPL, at the Vitality Stadium, this happened last night.
does well to hold up his man, strong on the halfway line, still dribbling forward, tries to lay it out to Semenyo. Here is Semenyo, edge of the box, onto his left foot, shoots and scores! Bournemouth set the tone in the vitality. The goal drought is over for Semenyo. His first in the Premier League since the end of January, and that's 10 goals for the season, and it's Bournemouth 1, Fulham 0.
That was Antoine Semenyo equaling his best goal scoring tally in a single Premier League season. Let's hear the player himself.
It was definitely vital for us. I feel like the manager's been saying all week it's a make or break kind of game for us today. So we came into this game wanting to give it all, and you can see how then the celebrations meant a lot. So glad to get those 3 points. It's been a tough couple of weeks, but good to be back on the board again, I guess.
Absolutely, but when you score so early in the game, does that change the plan? Does it change the mindset of the team?
No, it doesn't. The manager's still banging on the same ideas to keep them under pressure, and when we get the ball, try and keep it, try to be clinical, work a couple crosses in. So nothing really changes on our side.
That was Ghana's Antoine Semenyo, who scored last night for Bournemouth against Fulham, and his performances have attracted the attention of United manager Ruben Amorim. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Zonda GH, Shell Go Well, Politan Ghana, Elesheho, Let's Improve Life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avler continues.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Your comfort investment is here. Agora by Val Real Estate, a premium real estate investment opportunity located just 1 minute from Kotoka International Airport. Agora offers luxurious studios and one-bedroom apartments designed for comfort and high returns on investment. Secure your unit today with a $25,000 deposit, payable in Citi equivalent. RSVP for the upcoming sales launch by calling toll-free on 0800 888 888. Agora, your comfort investment.
Did you know that the UK and Europe offer some of the best high-paying jobs and career opportunities for Ghanaians? But first, you would need to understand the UK and Europe job market, the courses that are in high demand, and the universities that offer the best partial scholarships. Now, Best Education Services warmly invites you to the 2025 UK and Europe Education and Career Fair this April. Come and apply instantly for admissions into courses with paid internship and high graduate employment, partial scholarship from universities and courses sponsored under UK government scholarship schemes. Special opportunities exist for people interested in healthcare, social work, construction, engineering, multimedia communications, and information technology. Come and learn about the UK post-study work visa and pathway to the skills worker visa. The date, 22nd April 2025. Time is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Venue is Ibis Style Hotel, Airport City. Best Education UK and Europe Education and Career Fair is free, so register now by calling or WhatsApping 025 629 9707.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The Money Matter segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matter segment with Petra. Ever needed a loan in a hurry? Truth is, banks don't always say yes when you need them most. That's why an emergency fund is a game changer. It's your backup plan, your financial cushion when life throws surprises at you. And here's the trick. You can access a quicker, cheaper loan while actively working, so you can easily pay it off without touching your investments. Think of it as borrowing from yourself. Petra is here to help you build that safety net so you always have options. Start today. Dial *447*70# to speak to a financial advisor today. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matter segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This Easter, be the light in a child's life. As we gather with family and share meals and beautiful moments this Easter, let us not forget the little ones who have no one, no mother's hug, no father's voice, no warm bowl of food to return to, no pencil to write their dreams with, no exercise book to call their own. They are orphaned, vulnerable, alone. But with your help, we can change that. Support the Easter Orphan Project and give these children some hope to hold on to. Your donation in cash or kind will help provide warm meals, decent clothes, school supplies, and the care every child needs to grow. Because even the simplest things, soap, gari, clean bed sheets, a pair of sandals, these things cost more than many orphanages can bear on their own. How can you help? Send money via mobile money to 0550 900 006 or write a check to the Citi FM Foundation. You could also bring your donation to Citi FM behind the Adabraka Police Station. Visit www.citinewsroom.com or call 0550 900 006 or 0302 226 013 for more information. You can also give milk, sugar, bags of rice, toys, books, detergent, whatever you can share. Get together with your friends, involve your church, spread the word, because every child deserves more than survival. They deserve love, dignity, and a fighting chance at life. This Easter, let your kindness light up a child's life. Will you be that light? The Easter Orphan Project is powered by 97.3 Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Did you know that?
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
If tomorrow is Judgment Day, and I'm standing on the front line, and the Lord asks me what I did with my life, I will say I spent it with you. It's alright. If I wake up in World War III, I see destruction and poverty, and I feel like I wanna go home. It's okay if you're coming with me. It's alright.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
My love is your love. You would take an eternity.
7:36 on the City Breakfast Show. Plenty to talk about today. But happy birthday to Fidi Otre of the University of Ghana Archaeology Department. I love you so much and wish you the best in this life and beyond. You shall be great and continue to be great, from your friend and sister Bilkis Nuhu Kokruko to Fidi Otre. Also wish my sister Samira Ahmed Rufai, head of the Performance Management Unit of Information Services Department, a happy 40th birthday. Keep being amazing. From Fatih of Kamshi Sense to Samira Ahmad Rufai. Please wish a belated birthday blessing to our amazing HUD Group CEO, Mrs. Carrie Senanu Ajosi. Thank you for being an authentic, selfless and caring leader. Cheers to more years of God's grace, glory and impact. Keep leading and inspiring totally. Today is the birthday of Patrick of Zenu, who is the local NAT chairman for Sakumono Lashibi. A glorious 10th birthday to my niece Osapu. May you grow to be the joy and pride of the family, from your uncle Oswald, your parents and the entire family. If I should die this very day, don't cry. All right, so we have a couple of big things to do this morning. Before that, Richard Sky, you have a quick one too.
Yes, so let me say happy birthday to Joanna Zabaki Bacha of the Accra Technical University.
All right.
Today is your birthday. May this year bring you endless blessings, exciting adventures, and dreams that turn into reality. Take time to celebrate yourself today, because you truly deserve it. Wishing you good health, happiness, and all the wonderful things life has to offer. Enjoy your day to the fullest. Happy birthday again, Zabaki.
And create unforgettable memories. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with our stunning selection of sofas, couches, dressers, dining sets, center tables, and a wide range of beds, mattresses, and other home soft furnishings. This season, shop and save up to 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style, comfort, and affordability at Ashfom's exclusive furniture promotion. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Take advantage of a mega discount promotion of up to 30% on selected products. Call 0243 200 729, 0244 642 481, or 0559 027 907. Visit any of our showrooms in all the big malls and depots in the Medina, Taxi Rank, Agbogba, Vineyard, Tema Casino, and all Ashform shops across the country. Free delivery to your doorstep is also available. Please be mindful of internet fraudsters. Be an Ashformer now. Ashform, feel it, know it. Now, if you're looking for a smarter, faster, and more secure way to manage your finances, look no further with the award-winning Fab mobile and internet banking solutions. Banking is now easier and faster and more convenient than you think. Join the Pepple Bank today and feel the experience, the Pepple experience, where convenience meets innovation. It's easy, safe, and secure. First Atlantic Bank, 2 times Digital Bank of the Year in a row. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different.
So it's 7:40, and let me start with this quick story. So over the weekend, I started getting people forward me this statement from the Goldfields Ghana, and I'm just going to read it quickly. It says, Damang lease extension, notes from Elliot. I believe he's the sort of CEO. And he says, dear colleagues, this is to inform you that our application for the extension of the Damang main mining lease, which expires on 18 April 2025, has been rejected. In the absence of the mining lease, the company is unable to continue operations at Damang beyond 18 April 2025 and will be required to vacate the lease by that date. We've tabled further proposals with the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources of Ghana in an effort to resolve the current situation. However, in the interim, we must begin preparing to comply with the expiry of our mining license. This means that starting today and over the weekend, we will initiate a phased reduction in production and take steps towards ensuring a safe and orderly shutdown of current mining activities at Damang, pending resolution of the matter or further clarity on the way forward. It's important to emphasize that this development does not affect operations at Takwa. We encourage all our people there to remain focused on maintaining safe and productive operations. We understand that this news may come as a shock and will cause concern, particularly to our employees, business partners, and communities at Damai. In response, the company has established a management committee to urgently assess the situation, identify potential paths towards resolution, and evaluate the possible impacts on our people. Our immediate priorities are to ensure the safety and security of our people, understand the implications of government decisions, including any plans that they may have for the future of Damai mine, and explore how we can best mitigate any negative effects on our people. We are fully committed to engaging constructively with all relevant stakeholders, especially our people, over the early part of next week, which includes today. We will maintain regular communication with you as we get additional details and clarification. In the meantime, please don't hesitate to contact me, your line manager, with questions or concerns. Regards, Elliot. So this is presumably the CEO or the head of the Goldfields Damai mine operation. Okay, let's talk to the Minerals Commission on how we got here and what this means. Is this bad news or good news? I think that's the question that many people want answered. So to speak to us this morning is Isaac Tando, who is the Deputy Chief Executive of the Minerals Commission. Mr. Tando, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
Wonderful. Obviously, the situation at Damai is not hidden from the Minerals Commission. How did we get here? Just walk us through what happened before the decision by government not to extend the lease for Goldfields, the South African-based mining conglomerate.
Okay. Thank you, Bernard, and good morning to your listeners. So let me backtrack a little bit. Last year, Goldfields themselves approached the government through the Minerals Commission about their intent to let Damai mine go. And by so, the government issued a no objection letter to Goldfields to engage a local company and try and give the access out to a local company so we can work, whatever it is can stay within Ghana. Then there was a story also on Joy, if my memory serves me right, on November 24th. After they purchased the Osisco mine in Canada, they put out an article that they want to sell the smaller mines within the portfolio, which included the Damai mine. Fast forward, December, they bring an application for Damai extensions renewal. So two things. It's either you are renewing the lease to sell the assets, because you can't sell an asset without a lease. So they came forward for a lease. And we said, no, you can't get renewal. One, in your integrated annual report for 2024, you didn't declare any reserve for Damai. And a lease can be given to you when you have a reserve. So on that basis, you can't have a lease renewal. Number two, you didn't have any mining operating plan. You have treated stockpiles for the last 2 years. You stopped mining in 2023 or so. So what are you looking for the lease for? I mean, it's not possible. We can't give you a lease just for renewing the lease sake. Then they said we should give them time. They want to do some technical work before they can declare reserve. And we said, no, it can't. You've shown that you don't want the mine. So what is the lease for? So in short, I see they've complied with everything for lease extension. These two things that I mentioned with you was not even part of their application. So it's not even complete. So for us, after 30 years of a mining lease, I mean, we think we need a better proposition for Ghana and Ghanaians, because that neo-colonial kind of agreement that was signed 30 years ago, it's not serving any purpose to the country.
So are you saying that in the 30 years of Goldfields running that mine, there had been no review of the terms of the lease, for example?
No. Rather, it was even better for them, especially because we wanted them to develop the mine. We gave them a development agreement, which in a way helps them with their tax liability to the country. and also helps them on tariffs, especially fuel. So there may be at times that even fuel will be slightly expensive in the country than what the mine is using. These are all due to the development agreement. So instead of them developing the mine, they rather were buying mines elsewhere with the money.
What about output? If do you have you obviously have data on the output since 97ish when they took over this mine. Would you, what level of production have they been embarking on? And in terms of revenue for government as well, what is the story?
So we can look into that data. I mean, it's another conversation maybe I would want us to have on another level. But obviously, our free stake interest plus the income tax is not equal to government running the mine and making sure that all the revenue stays in the country. But this is a conversation we can have on another time and read the numbers to the public. But obviously, yes, we are better off running our own mine.
You said that when they asked for the renewal of the lease, the suspicion was that they wanted to sell it to another person. Could it be a Ghanaian local mining firm that they were trying to sell it to, a foreign firm? Do you have any information on what they were trying to do?
No, I don't. But obviously, in their communique, in most of the things that they sent out, all indications were that they want to let the mine go. They want to sell it. But I mean, you can't sell a mine without a lease. So that's where it is.
The other question.
But when we hang on, so when we met with the minister said we cannot continue as business as usual. We need to get better value for Ghana. So if you have any better proposition for us as Ghanaians, go and sit with Mineral Commission. That has not happened. So I don't understand. Instead, they were rather writing some letters up and down to minister. I mean, it was a clear instruction. If you have a better proposition, go and sit with Minerals Commission and let's look at it and see whether the proposition whose Ghanaians has had. You didn't do that. Instead, it was some of the letters, I mean, along the line, I'm sure would pop up. And you see the kind of language and tone that they were even writing to the authorities of Ghana. That we won't condone. We won't entertain.
So I notice you and others have been using the resource sovereignty argument of Justice Ofer Akufu to justify the decision not to renew the lease. But if that's the policy of government, why do we just wait for a mining lease to expire? Why don't we say, going forward, we're going to even renegotiate, or basically say that within a specific period of time, we are going to nationalize all mines? Because if that policy is to really keep the resources here, there's Newmont have an operation in Ahafo. These guys themselves, Goldfields, have another operation in Takwa. There are other foreign-owned mining companies all over the place. So should I take it that this is what government is going to do going forward, or just because it's gotten to 30 years end of lease, we are not going to renew? Is that the approach rather?
So Bernard, I would put it slightly different. We support foreign investment, but agreements cannot be in perpetuity. At certain point in time, certain things will have to revert back to the state. So yes, those who have their agreement, we will support them to do their work. But when your agreement is over and you have a better proposition, we will look at it. If not, we take over as a state.
Fine. So what are we going to do with the mine now?
We will run it. We will run it.
Do we have the capital?
Look, well, we don't. I mean, people have been talking about capacity, capital. As we need to. So now, what currently these guys are doing is treating stockpiles. That is easy to do. Everybody can treat stockpile. We don't need capital, huge capital to treat stockpiles. There are smaller pits that they didn't conclude in mining them out. Those we can commence. We have a lot of local capacity, Rockshore, BCM, engineers and planners. All these guys are in there that we can use to start the mining. And then get to the drawing board and strategize the big capital waste stripping that they've been deferring since 2018. That is where we are now, to see how we can come back. But I think we have everything. On that whole Dama mine, there is only one expatriate in the plant. Everybody else working there is a Ghanaian. If you go to Ahafo, Ghanaians are running. If you go to Achim, Ghanaians are running. If you go to Takwa, which belongs to Gofos, our sister Katrin Kupo is the one running that mine. So that issue of human capacity or the technical know-how is neither here nor there. Go to Mali, Ghanaians are running the mines. Burkina, Ghanaians
Fair
are
enough,
running
but
the mines.
the 1,700 staff are employed by Goldfields and are paid by Goldfields based on their arrangements. My question is,
my brother.
Hold on, let me ask my question. If government takes over the mine, are those 1,700 people going to continue your employ, or they will be phased out and then you will bring a new team to run the mine?
So, first of all, let me clarify things here. There are no 1,700 employees at Takwa Mine. Goldfields fired them 2 years ago. So whoever put that thing out there, let the person come and substantiate that statement. When they stopped mining 2 years ago, all miners were taken out, leaving the skeletal crew that feeds the plant and the people working in the plant and the few support service. So I'm not sure where that 1,700 is coming from. They are picking the old number when they were doing the mining. They had already fired the people home. So rather, what the government wants to do, taking over the mine and recommencing the mining, is what is other going to bring all these people back on board. So let's not be deceived by some propaganda. And I say, whoever put that number out there, let him come and substantiate. Because I know, I worked for them, those guys were fired. If we should have people on the Dama mine now, it should be around 300 with a few fixed-term security people inclusive. That 1,700 is never the case.
That's fair enough. Now, you said that there are many options to consider going forward in terms of what will happen. I've read articles where people say that the decision not to renew the lease could result in state capture, where government would essentially give the mine to cronies or people who are close to the government. Are we clear on whether this will be run as a state-run mine or whether it would be leased to a private Ghanaian?
So in all the meetings I have been, in all the discussions we've had, even to the highest level, we are looking at the state running the mine, not giving to any cronies.
Wonderful. So how soon will we know clearly? Because 18th April is probably, 5 days from today. So from 19th April, will that mine still be a going concern?
We have a couple of meetings lined up today, tomorrow. I'm sure the picture will be clearer, and I'll be happy to brief you after all this. But what we know is Ghana deserves better. And every decision we want to take, we will take it in the interest of the people of Ghana.
We will definitely speak to you again. Before you go, though, there's a concern, and sorry for ambushing this, that the fight against Galamsey is not moving as quickly as it should. From where you sit as the Minerals Commission, how satisfied are you that the efforts you have put in place in your institution are actually helping to curb illegal mining in the country?
So, Bernard, thank you. And I've read a lot of stuff online, and I've got a lot of videos people sending me. This is a big fight. In fact, yesterday I met with a couple of colonels and brigadiers at Burma camp. There were a few logistics we needed to put in place, which we are far advanced in them. A technical report has been written, which will be delivered to my office this morning. I think we are on course, and I believe in the shortest possible time, people will start seeing the results. But we are on course. Nobody is sleeping on this. I know everybody wish we had like a magic wand to just in the 24 hours we clear this. But looking at the strategies the military together with the Ghana Navy is putting in place, I believe the moment we enter the field, we should be able to clear this in no time.
I'm sure we'll talk again. Thank you so much
Yes,
for your time this morning. We've been speaking to the Deputy CEO, Isaac Tando, of the Minerals Commission. He endorses the government's decision not to extend the lease for Goldfields. I'm told that the mine is a pretty good mine. It remains to be seen whether government is going to run it like a state-run mine, or whether it's going to lease it to a private local company to run it. But from the indications we've been given, it's a good test case for how government is going to manage its resources. Some call it resource nationalization. We don't have any problem with that so long as it benefits the people. He also says the workers are not 1,700. We're trying to call somebody from the gold fields to give us their view on this matter, whether the narration is the same as well. And while we're at it, there's another slight issue. The Gold Board has decided that all the small-scale licenses for miners issued by the then PMMC will expire by time this month ends, and therefore they have to regularize by 1st May. How that can go into the fight against illegal mining remains to be seen. But it's 3 minutes to 8. We'll bring you tech and social media trends shortly. But the big story for the day is this one.
There's something we're going to do. And that is where I need your support. As for me, I don't like reporting too many things to the police. I don't want a situation whereby we'll put in place a police team, we'll go arrest people, and then they go to the police station, they find their own means and they are back on the street. That would be a waste of time and resources for me. So I have my own democratic military style, which I'll be implementing. When we say leave this space, and you don't leave this space, and I get there, I am not lucky, and my boys are with me, there and then, we'll beat you. There, in the middle of a doom. If you're not lucky, if I'm alone, you'll be lucky. But if I'm there, and my 10 boys are in their pickup with me, with their hips, trust me, we'll beat you. If you don't want to experience that kind of situation, do that which is right and which is lawful. This is Otumfuo City. This is the Asantehene City. This is the Garden City of West Africa. We have to preserve its image. And I am here to work to certify the city for Otumfuo. And I want to ensure that this city looks like Otumfuo City. And when we talk to you, and we implore on you to adhere to that which we all do, and we can all have peace, and you want to let the job become difficult for me, I will let your body feel the difficulty that you are giving to me. So when it gets to that period, please don't sit on your radio station and say that the Akwawe or whatever had to training those things. Please, it is all aimed at.
So that was Richard Boedi, the mayor of Kumasi, speaking there. It was at a press briefing. Well, let's get into tech and social media trends. It's 8 o'clock and it's brought to us by
Telecel and First Bank Ghana. Telecel says if you're looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs, we understand your needs and your own preferences. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. The Made For Me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Simply dial *530# or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special Made For Me bundle. Telecel, connecting energy. And if you're sending money to Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Kenya, Djibouti, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, it's very easy now. Through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems, PAPS, you can send money for personal and business purposes. You will need to just visit any of our branches nationwide with your cash, and your money is transferred in no time. To receive money, all you need to do is to open an account with us. Is one way we put you first. Call 0596 921 921 to find out more. First Bank, you first.
And Susu Graham is here with the segment. Welcome, Susu. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me what's trending today.
So our brother Antoine Semenyo is trending.
First minute.
Yeah, so he scored the winning goal in the only Premier League game on the Mondays, which finished the last Premier League weekend. So Fulham lost to Bournemouth 1-0. But it was Bournemouth's first win since I think February 15th.
What does it promise the Fulham? What does it profit Fulham to beat Liverpool 3-2 and lose 1-0 to?
Well, it looks like Fulham, they also have an interesting trend where they win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So consistently inconsistent. So Bournemouth got their first win since February, and it's a great win for Semenyo.
Scored in the how many? 1 minute?
I think it was like the 3rd minute or something.
First minute,
very early.
It was the
very early in the game.
Yeah, it was before. Yeah, within the first minute.
Very early in the game, you know. So
Antoine
and he dropped Anthony Robinson, who's been getting a lot of praise in the build up for the goal, and he was praised by.
He made him sit down.
Oh, he lie down.
Charlie,
people lie down in green pastures.
Yeah.
Make you fall down.
Yeah, he was.
Warm up proper.
And he got some praise from Thierry Henry after the game, who said, you are cooking jollof, you are cooking fufu, you are cooking everything.
That's what Thierry Henry.
Yeah, Thierry Henry was very.
No, but he's highly rated. I hear he has the best shots on target of any striker in England.
I think
just that he hasn't converted.
Maybe he's put the most shots on target.
Yeah, most shots.
Yeah, he's very shot happy. He's very trigger
happy. By the accuracy.
But the more shots you take,
the
better your chance.
No.
He just has to get more accurate.
Yeah,
but he shoots a lot.
But he's very trigger happy.
He shoots too much. He shoots too much. No. For the amount he shoots, he should score more. I'm a big. But you see, he does other things very well. I just saw a stat that he's won the ball the most in the final third of any Premier League player.
So he improves his shooting accuracy by say 5%.
Yes.
That's more goals.
Yes.
And I think
5% is fine.
A good team can work on that.
No, 5% is. You see where he is. He needs to improve by like 15%.
He scored 8 goals this season.
Yeah,
he's a winger.
No, I'm saying they're shooting as percentage. If you are talking
5% is fine.
But you see, he's one of the he's in their 20s. So top players are in their 40s and their 30s. So he needs to get in that range.
Maybe if he gets into a better team with better coaching, he could do well.
Oh no, he's doing very well, but I'm just saying that's the one thing that if we're talking about shooting accuracy, he needs to improve a bit.
Let's go on.
So, our black star, my star girl, Amari, is still trending.
Yeah.
From that weekend.
Well, this one they said that she's fake. So
why?
So Amari doesn't have a strong presence in Ghana. Let me put it that way, because she's always said that she gets more support from the Nigerian market. That even she doesn't feel like she has enough fans in Ghana to do a concert. So when she, platformed these Ghanaian artists on the Coachella stage, some people came to criticize her that her kind of representation of herself as a Ghanaian is not rooted in much in Ghana. Though she's explained that she doesn't have the support in Ghana. She feels that if she did a show in Ghana, she wouldn't be able to sell out the way she does in other places, which is why she doesn't really perform in Ghana the same way. They said she's not really been supporting their causes on social media and a lot of other things, which so it's become very controversial. Also, I'm supporting it. I'll support my star girl
all the way to what do you call it? Such a big
and then we are here criticizing the person
to promote our country Ghana. And many songs.
Ghana.
And the best you have to say is that please, I mean, people have a right to decide to support the cause or not to support this.
Ghanaians are somewhere.
So what is it? And people are busy attacking it. No, it's not right.
It's very bad.
Yeah, it's
so I think sometimes some of our netizens, they have to stop that. Oh. This lady is doing such a great thing. Instead of owning her, we are there criticizing her.
And that's even part of the reason. She felt like she's not been getting support, but still, she's never said I'm not there.
We on the break. So let's drop her songs next week, back to back. Continue.
I like that because we went to the same high school. So I'm a big fan. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it.
Nonsense, I will drop one of her songs.
I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud.
Let's move to the next topic.
So China is trending. So this is because the factories and co are claiming that they have real products for you. That the luxury brands are lying to you. Everything is made in China, so they can get it for you. So this is all over TikTok, and this is the biggest trend on TikTok, and it's creating discussion because some people are saying that are you sure you believe that these luxury brands are really made in China? And some people are saying that they're excited. It's their time to buy Gucci. It's their time to buy Louis Vuitton. Is how you pronounce it. Yeah. It's their time to buy Hermes and all of that. So it's a very interesting discussion.
Make sure it's properly written.
Write Gucci.
Yeah,
write Gucci on your back. So people are discussing the merits of fake versus real, the value of luxury and other things, because you know how these things are. At the end of the day, you are paying for the name, so
it's just the brand. China do very good things.
Yeah,
they do very, very good things. Some of the things are having higher quality in America.
Exactly. So
it's just that we've been deceived.
And the last one is Kofi Kinata. Today is his birthday, so we want to wish him a happy birthday.
Wow, he shares a birthday with my very good friend who does windows and doors for me. He's called Chumesi Yankra.
Oh, okay.
If you are building a house and you need a door, call Chumesi. He's 40 years old today. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
The day I was looking for some doors.
Doors.
Yeah, he's 40 years old today.
Oh. Happy birthday, Mr. Chumesi.
He's a big man.
Yeah. And happy birthday, Kofi Kinata.
Kofi Kinata, how old is he?
I'm not sure, but I know it's his birthday.
He'll be in his 30s.
30s, yes.
He's not,
happy birthday to Kofi. Wonderful guy.
Charlie,
wonderful guy.
He's authentic. Solid guy.
You know, he's a proper star who is not weighed down by his stardom.
Yes, and also has a proper base, has a very clear style.
Yeah.
And he will last very long if God permits. He will last very long.
Happy birthday, bro.
And then in tech news, the South Korean government has unveiled a $23 billion support package for chips.
Just chips?
Yes, I think because of all the tariff uncertainty, you have to show up your...
But where do these countries get this money from?
Your government doesn't have money.
Yeah. 23 billion. Because the Minister of Communication said they have $15 million for something. Somebody's giving 23 billion. Dollars.
Yeah. There you go.
Just for chips.
There you go. It's not just chips. Right now, chips are running the world. Everything.
Yeah, but what I'm saying that just one sector. It's not even like overall AI. It's just chip.
Yeah, but the chips are the base.
But 23 billion is a lot too.
Yeah, you see. So I mean, if you look at the Oxford Index, how we're doing internationally. I mean, we're doing on technology, laying down the infrastructure, the area of regulation, what we're doing to property rights and all of that. We are still very much down there. Not much is happening in the space. In the big
the action is not here.
As to take on the rest of the world.
The action is not here.
No.
So the Korean government is giving 23 billion to who?
Yeah, to chip companies generally. I think it's a kind of subsidy.
Measure that against our national budget. The total budget for the year 2025.
To subsidize them?
Yes. I think it's just because, look, they are afraid of what could happen because of if there's difficulty exporting these to the United States and other things. So it's kind of to make sure that the industry is able to, withstand the shocks, basically.
There's also, an issue of sovereignty. So there's a principle of, data sovereignty, chip sovereignty, internet sovereignty, so that you are not, if you like, exposed to the elements from external sources.
Correct.
So you see what's happening with Trump, what's happening with Taiwan. All of these things create concerns because Korea, they are one of the finest producers of the electronic appliances we have, the cars we have. All of these things use chips in one way or the other. So if you cannot have some assurance that your own people can produce enough to give the market the assurance that, look, you will continue to produce and export, then there's a problem. So if you have to invest in the space, that is what we do. But for some reason, we are not in there. The conversation hasn't even started.
It hasn't started here. But it is.
We are working on things. We have to get our trees from our schools from under trees and things. We are working, so let's relax. You have to work before you run.
We are the different reasons.
You have to work before you run.
That was the tech session we have trends with Susu Graham.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we say to bank baby? No lie, only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, we the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want them. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Ago. Amen. We are gathered here to discuss the funeral plans of Fifi. As we have always done, the children will take the caskets, siblings take the catering, while nieces and nephews will take the...
Wafa, may I please speak?
Go ahead, Aaron.
I signed Daddy up on a family care funeral trust prepaid plan. They will be providing us with everything we need, from caskets, hearse, canopies and decorations, among many others. Yes, they will provide food and drinks as well.
That's such a relief. Don't let you or your loved one's funeral become another emergency family meeting. Plan ahead. Call or WhatsApp us on 026 26 26 181 or visit our website at familycaretrust.com. Family Care, today's wisdom, tomorrow's peace of mind. Underwritten by Metropolitan Life Insurance Ghana Limited. TNC Supply.
Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more Super. And the Polytank, we did Polytank. Papa no no, Papa no no no, Papa no no, Papa no no no, Papa no no, Alcasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or dial *447 *70#. Petra, achieve more.
Mommy, the Nido.
Hello. Please add a pack of Nido.
Sure. Sister, is that your daughter?
Yes.
The last time she came to buy Nido by herself, and I forgot to collect my money.
Oh, sorry. I'll pay today.
Don't be sorry. She made sure to remind me. I love her honesty. So well done.
Oh, thank you. Confident, curious kids will change our world. Nido, especially formulated with iron, vitamin C, and A. Nido, your love, their future.
This advert is FDA approved.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Watch your shop, so the boom see. My man come, so the gate of Yabo. And the man come, and the me fear. Watch your shop, so the boom see. My man come, so the gate of Yabo. Atama, Tama, of Yabo, Atama, of Ibakabu, Atama, or the Tokabu, of you.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Kofi Menko, Sabashana Kofi Wo. Kofi Kofi Menko, Shaboshe, Kofi Wo. Kokona nena jina ninja nupono, akroma legend. Abane Nigeria sinu Kofi, niwe bebro. Sama makaenti yo, sikantanta mini baby yo. Dumaden nani suban, nabra pai joula pan.
It's a 8:15 on the City Breakfast Show. The birthday man Kofi Kinatha. All want a little more sleep before the alarm goes off, a little more time to finish that project, and a little more butter for your bread. Because let's be honest, more is always better. Take me, for example. When we met him last week, he was crafting a life of more with the Absa Ultimate account. Now, the Absa Ultimate account isn't just a banking product for me, it's a chance to have more. It gives you retrenchment insurance cover of up to 50,000 CDs, hospital cashback benefits, access to seamless digital solutions, travel insurance of 1 million CDs, and over 30 other benefits on the account. What's more? If you want more, contact Absa. And we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspires us. That's why we've created the She Business account, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you. With collateral-free loans of up to 2 million CDs, insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for you. Call Absa on 0302 429150 or visit the nearest branch. And there's great news from the University of Ghana School of Law announcing admissions open for the master's degree program designed for individuals with a first degree from any discipline. Now, you don't need a law background to apply. The deadline is 31st May 2025. Program is open to anyone with a first degree from a recognized institution with a minimum of a second lower degree. Yesterday, somebody took issue with this, that why do you need a second lower minimum to apply? But that's a different discussion for a different day. Classes will be held from Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. through 8 p.m. By joining our program, you have the opportunity to benefit from our international partnership with top-tier schools like Harvard, Columbia, and Pennsylvania, or UPenn. Now, for more information, contact Naomi on 053-133-0203 or Vero on 053-128-2413, or you can WhatsApp or call 055-137-1319 or visit the UG Ghana website. All right, now beyond the issue of beating, so there's another issue here. So he actually had a long press briefing. Here's another angle of what he said. This is the Modern Ghana website. Any stray animal found will be apprehended, sent to the prison yard to prepare food for inmates. Kumasi Mayor warns. Story by Francis Appiah. It says, the mayor of Kumasi, Richard Oforiagiman, has warned livestock owners within the metropolis to prevent their animals from straying, effective May 1, 2025. As part of the assembly's efforts to decongest the city, he said any stray animal found will be captured and used as feed. Actually, it should be food, not feed. Food for prison inmates. He explained that these stray animals pose public health threats, leading to diseases, accidents, and unsanitary conditions from their droppings on the streets, as well as causing damage to lawns. Richard Oforiagiman, who was overwhelmingly confirmed by the Assembly on April 10 after being nominated by the President, issued this warning during his first media engagement on Monday. Quote, from May 1, 2025, any stray animal found within the jurisdiction of Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly will be apprehended and sent to the prison yard as food. I urge all livestock owners to keep their animals in barns and stables. During the media engagement, Honorable Oforiagiman also outlined measures to further decongest the city, including ban on selling on road medians. KMA will not permit anyone to sell on road medians after the Easter celebration. The assembly will arrest and prosecute anyone who ignores the warning, and their goods will be confiscated. All these measures are aimed at cleaning the city, which has been overwhelmed with filth. Comprehensive measures to address the decongestion exercise will be announced by the assembly soon. So on the point of arrest and prosecute, I have no problem. Correct. On the point of even catching the animals, I'm 50-50. But on beating human beings, I'm 100% against. As for the animals, you can get a court order to say, look, from a particular date, if you catch your cow on the street,
if you are feeding the
we will arrest the cow.
Say the prisoners will have a feast.
I think that as for that one, I agree.
The prisoners will feast.
As for that one, I don't think there's a problem with it. In fact, if you haven't finished dealing with stray animals, what business do you have beating people? You have stray animals walking and droppings all over the city. You have kept them there. Then you are using force to beat human beings. I think the mayor was excited. And I'm sure upon reflection today, he will not say the same thing he said. Because knowing Kumasi radio stations, I'm sure this morning is blazing. Like, I'm sure this morning, Charlie, he's hot.
You think so?
I think so.
That he's hot?
People will be criticizing him. Well-meaning people.
That he's blazing?
You don't think, you think people in Kumasi will you can't talk to people like that.
Did he insult anybody?
Or see, if he said, if I catch you selling and I'm with my boys, we'll beat you. You can't talk to people like that.
After the grace period.
Yes.
So context.
First May.
Mm-hmm. So a grace period has been given.
By what law? By his declaration at a press conference.
No. But here, the story just read said that they are going to announce.
Yes.
Modalities.
He's saying that, and including catching cows and.
Yes. So they are going to announce. So we will wait to hear what is in the announcement.
But there's no announcement that can validate beating people on site. There's not. Is it? There's nuance here. We see where he's going. Some of the things he said, like, we will arrest you and prosecute you. That's what he should have said from the beginning.
But he said that.
But why did he say that he will beat people and that when he's with his
says
boys?
He doesn't like police things.
I mean,
that might be long.
How can the mayor of a city doesn't like police?
Catch instant justice.
He doesn't like police. So
he says he doesn't.
Even
like
the concept
reporting people to the police too much.
The concept of my boys should not come from his mouth.
Yeah, maybe poor choice of words.
His boys.
City guards. City guards.
You know what that even suggests? That he can have people who can do anything he wants. Why should the mayor be talking like that? And you're telling me Kumasi Radio will be happy today with him? If they are happy, then they deserve him.
But that is why he was unanimously passed.
Well,
was he not?
I think
you see, the thing is this, Bernard. I don't live in Kumasi. Kumasi people know their problems and the frustrations they have with it. And as to whether they are at their wit's end with the problems that they are facing, to perhaps necessitate the kind of comments we heard from the mayor, that is up to the residents of Kumasi. Again, it's fair for us to sit here and say some of the things he said perhaps should not come out, should not be said by somebody in his position, at least publicly.
Correct.
In a private meeting.
Did you even think about it privately?
No, but I told you that this morning I have whipped 8 people in my head on my way to work.
That's in your head. You shouldn't even discuss it privately.
Oh no, but I would have discussed it with you. Anyway.
But we are not public officials.
We are, sort of.
We don't have power to do anything. He has power. He can't use it to beat people.
Hold on, let me make my point. So he understands the frustrations of the city he is in and what he has to deal with. Again, like I'm saying, perhaps he could have chosen his words a bit better. Some of the points he did not need to express publicly. There's a task to be achieved. As to how he will achieve the task legally is what we will judge him by. The effectiveness of that, the lawfulness of it is what we will judge him by. But in the end, what we will look at for was he effective? What was the impact of what he came to do? Was he able to decongest a city? Was he able to do A, B, C, and D? And I do take note of the points yourself, and I will assume the points Sky will also make on the basis of law, that we are a country of laws.
Yes.
And once we have said that this is what we want to do, everybody must be under the law, and whatever action you want to take must be lawful. If it is not, there isn't yet a law for it, make one for it.
I'll come to you to explain the point about what type of city management we need, because I think the bigger issue is that people are frustrated with the way our urban areas are managed.
Yes.
And therefore you can understand why a mayor may want to use such drastic measures, because people feel the frustration, things are not working.
Also because there might be the need to send out a message of deterrence, and that immediately.
No business as usual.
So that somebody might say this might be a tactic. However misplaced that tactic was, to try and get it to people's heads that this particular mayor will not be one who will tolerate
Indiscipline.
indiscipline and flouting of city bylaws again. So we'll wait to see how it's done. But you must also understand a lot of the messages that have been sent.
I'm going to ask you that. Why are people? A lot of comments seem to suggest that he's right.
Not necessarily,
and it worries me.
Because
it worries me.
Because here's the thing. There have been several attempts at changing the faces of our cities. Some have worked, some have not worked. I always ask you the question, what is the most successful municipality or district that we have? Which one would we name?
It's a tough question.
And say, this has made an impression, or this has done a job that is long lasting, or this is the template that can be taken. Can we take what has happened in Ho and say this happens? Because everywhere has different problems.
It's difficult to even compare across.
You understand?
Cities.
But
towns.
what is clearly problematic for the significantly cosmopolitan, significantly larger cities, Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takrady, is they have a planning problem, they have a congestion problem, and they have a lawlessness problem.
They also have a leadership problem.
Exactly. They have a leadership problem. Also because there's a significant concentration of and strangely, that is where you have a significant concentration of the better educated populace.
Supposedly.
Yes.
Formal education.
Yes. Practicing, living, working. So the question then becomes, why is it that we struggle to make these areas work?
Good question.
History also is a good place to fall on.
Okay.
To say, we might make reference to the law, but most of the cities that we admire today, Accra is not an old city. It's not what we call an old city. Accra is pretty young in terms of cities across the world. There are cities that are 500 years old.
Timbuktu. 600
years old. There are cities that are 350 years old. Accra, in its current form, perhaps is 120 years old.
Yeah.
It's a pretty young city. By city,
Actually, 100 a little more.
Yes, 120, 125,
possibly.
Perhaps. Formal Accra, that is. Those cities developed on the back of some pretty dark things that were done.
But Kumasi is an ancient city.
Again, yes, but
Kumasi is
much older than Accra
in terms
of its formal boundaries and whatever. But I'm just talking as a city in the modern construct.
Go ahead.
A lot of the cities we admire,
they do things we don't like.
Were built on the back of significant leanings on certain personal rights.
So you are looking for words now.
No.
You are looking for words.
No, I'm not looking for words. We're on radio.
I know.
I always choose my words
but
carefully.
You have to be very careful.
Yes. So it becomes pretty hard to say, well, a young city that is developing can simply develop along the lines of, the law says A, B, C, D. And I know a lot of people will be looking at me and saying, Godfred, what are you saying? Land planners refer to houseman. Everybody likes France, right? Everybody likes Paris. Or Paris, as they say.
Not everybody.
No, I'm just saying. They are very. You will not meet.
It's an admired city.
You will not meet two people who tell you that.
Let me put it this way.
It is not.
If you look at
a model city.
If you look at the record, it's one of the most visited cities in the world.
Why?
So tourism, people go to Paris a lot.
Yes.
It's the city of love. It's the city of whatever.
Why?
They positioned it well.
Yes, but there was a 13-year project that basically rebuilt the entire city.
Okay.
Left thousands in the lurch. Redesigned the city, decongested the city because it was a city struggling with cholera.
All right.
It was a city struggling with epidemics. It was a city struggling with poor sewage systems.
What year are you talking about?
Oh, this was Napoleon's period.
Okay.
Long time ago in Bethlehem.
Napoleon was not a Democrat.
Yes, but that is the point I am making. You see,
he's saying that historically, some of the
He's
cities
easily one of the most vicious
no.
dictators ever.
Let him finish the
to
point.
many people. History will bear that out.
He's saying that
your appreciation of that history is flawed.
The city we see today. Let's stay on course. Let's stay on course.
Then you're not coming to sit here to romanticize.
No, I am not romanticizing.
Dictators, in the past they
out
built their cities. No, completely objectionable.
You're out of order.
No. I find that completely unacceptable.
Modern Singapore was not born out of what Lee Kuan Yew is not somebody one would call your model dictator. No.
Yeah.
But laws were made that if
benevolent dictator.
Yeah. What was called soft authoritarianism in certain elements of the development of the modern Singapore and certain aspects of it. I will go
in fact, when you go there, they will read to you that if you come with drugs, in fact, if you even chew chewing gum, they will lash you.
Yes.
If you spit on the ground, they will lash you. And that lashing, is not arbitrary. It's the law. You see, this is the thing I'm saying.
Which one?
Let's take it.
Let me.
The law is that if you do it, we will lash you, and they are trained lashes, and they aim at a particular part of your buttock. And they give so my problem with the Kumasi guy is that he's arbitrary. I'll come to you.
It's a matter that should not even be debated.
It is but
you get your time.
If the law in the country allows them to lash,
the constitutional provision
of which country?
Ghana, the Republic of
Singapore.
Even Singapore, they are not going by about this.
No, they will lash you.
Happen at a time.
No. If you do it,
go to Singapore today. Yes, today. Yes.
I don't know about that.
Freeman went to Singapore
today.
Freeman went to.
If you flout it, you will see.
Godfred.
I don't know about
Freeman
that.
went to Singapore last 2 months or so.
If you flout it, you will
when
see.
you go, they will even tell you.
No, I don't know about that.
No, but you don't need to know. It's in the law.
We went there.
They read it and said
the provisions in the Ghanaian constitution.
We are not there yet. We are coming. He's making a point about global.
I will not allow.
You are not the
while I'm seated.
What is allowable and what is not allowable is up to you.
Because you are also falling into that.
I am listening to his submission.
That beating a certain part of the bottle. No.
But that's what they do in Singapore.
If you
I'm not saying, Sky. I'm not saying that they should beat people in Ghana. I am saying that he's making a point that some of the cities that we admire, they have found a way to implement such laws. My problem with the Kumasi mayor is that he is going outside the law. In Singapore, lashing is lawful.
I don't know about
that. You can check. You are a lawyer. You can check.
Can I finish?
You can check.
But the fundamental point I'm making.
You haven't made your point yet.
I will let you make your point, Sky. Unless then you are saying that because you disagree with me, I should stop talking so that you can talk. Then let me talk.
No, Sky, don't do that.
Then let me talk.
You are an officer of the court.
To glorify, to celebrate, to romanticize dictatorship and an arbitrary extrajudicial whipping of people is completely unacceptable. And we must object to it with the strongest possible energy we can command.
Within the rules.
It is a leap.
Within the rules.
Sky, it's a significant leap you have made.
Within the rules.
There has been no romanticization
stay on point.
of those things here. I am making a point about unless we decide to ignore. That's why I started from France long ago and ended up at Lee Kuan Yew. I will even go to our own next door neighbor here, Benin. People visit there. You know Benin well. When Patrice Talon took over, they had a significant problem with congestion in the major cities. Sanitation, and again, you know Cotonou and Benin well. They've never really had proper sewage facilities and all those. It's only recent. The World Bank gave them money to do that about 4 or 5 years ago that they started working on those things. Talon simply said, I am giving the leadership of all the major cities 6 months. Decongest and clear all the pavements. After the 6 months, if it is not done, we have a problem.
Wow.
Within the 6 months, they just went around, earmarked the areas normally do with the X, the red X, remove. They cleared everyone. Whether you were happy about it, whether you were not happy about it. They cleared everybody.
How did they do it? Were they beating people up?
You don't listen to him. Just he's a lawyer. He's trying to confuse you.
They cleared everybody. The point, bottom line, I'm making is where this kind of progress has been made, it has always taken drastic action.
Okay.
Some of which we will find unpalatable if we are to go by the very dictates of our democratic tendencies.
Correct.
I have again expressed the fact that what he said should not have been said in public. What he said is not the law. So, if he intends to do what he says he will do, perhaps he will have to find ways of changing his bylaws. As to how he will be allowed to do that, that is another issue.
All right.
But the point I want us to appreciate this morning is, in the spirit of the larger problem we face,
Which is
telling a person
bad governance.
Yes, telling a person that don't trade at CMB in Accra does not mean the person will not trade. Even if you tell the person that at the moment, what is the fine? It is what, 50 cedis, 100 cedis. So perhaps you might be able to say, if you trade on the pavements, we will fine you 5,000 rather than 5 cedis.
You could even get the law to confiscate their goods.
So there are somebody might sit down and say that is drastic. Even the confiscation of goods.
If it is a law.
No, but even with that, somebody might say it's draconian.
The question of whether it's proportional.
No. Who determines what is proportionality?
Well, it's a
you see, that is the point. No.
Even in punishing people, there should be proportionality.
So I'm saying, who will determine that?
Court.
No. And the subjectivity and objectivity of it will depend on who is suffering it.
It's true. But that's why
it is not.
That's why the
It is
mayor.
not.
But that's why the mayor.
When you tell the petty
that's why
trader,
the mayor should not say, if I see you and I'm with my boys,
imagine the
concept. That's too arbitrary.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That we have already dealt with that.
Not really.
And said that
we are going to deal with him properly.
No, we will deal with him when the implementation starts and it is still in this raw state.
I appreciate the point you've made about the history of cities and the point about how places we admire have found ways of decongesting. I appreciate the Singapore example particularly because they have found a way of making a law to be tough.
Yes, a lot of places have.
I think that if we feel frustrated with the system we have, there are lawful ways of doing it.
Yes.
And when that lawful way is done, we will all go by the law. You see, a duty bearer should not sound flippant or arbitrary or sound as if I want a word I can't find.
The flippant is fine.
He sounded very, we can do what we like. He cannot.
I think he got carried away by where he was.
That's the point.
And the people he was talking to.
And then trying to use Otumfo's name to say this is Otumfo's Kumasi is neither here nor there.
I see the
because even Otumfo himself, when you are a chief who has done something wrong, they don't just cut you and start beating you. Yeah. Don't they call you to the court and ask you to question? So it was for me a misspeaking. Now, those who are on air telling us that Ghanaians are lawless, no problem. When you are beaten by somebody, don't call us and tell us so. Because in Ghana, you see, usually it's easy because it's somebody else. Every time, Ghanaians are lawless. You are also lawless. As for you, when they catch you in town here, the people are being abusive. But because this other person is lawless. And these are traders. They don't have voice. Usually, they don't have access to a radio station. Because, petty trader. We are not justifying lawlessness, but you cannot sit on air. And he knew what he was doing was wrong. That's why he said, when you go on media and go and say something, we will say it. Because he knows that what he says cannot stand the test of public discourse. But there will always be people who say, Ghanaians are indisciplined. Read the comments people are sending. Very sad.
Not all of it.
A lot of it.
Not all of it.
Sky, deal with the matter before you read the comments.
Yes, I'll read the comments. Sky should go on.
Very, very many comments supporting this.
But let me say from the outset that look, we cannot allow room for any dictatorial tendency to exhibit itself fully or manifest itself fully, either through an intention or real action.
Zero.
Because this certainly was not what our forefathers fought for. And we cannot allow that. What is the issue here? The issue here is that you have been sworn into office, confronted by a problem which you say you reset as a matter of government policy. Now, in order to reset that, there's a constitutional and legal as well as regulatory framework you work within. The first one is the 1992 Constitution. Then you have the local government Act of the Republic.
And then you,
then you also have your bylaws as a city.
Correct.
All of these things detail specific procedures for dealing with, breaches of the kind you are complaining about. What is the issue here? People have found themselves on the wrong side of the law, trading where they should not be trading. The former minister of Accra, Henry Quartey, used a model that did not involve the whipping of people in public, as to remove them from spaces they ought not be. Of course, we are all witnesses to why the approach failed, because of course politicians got involved. They said you were making us unpopular. Let the people do what they wanted to do, because chairman, people, loyalists of a particular political party had certain spaces to control, and therefore, because you were going after them, you are undermining our political fortunes. That was how that one failed. But that would have been a truly sustainable model, based upon what? The rule of law. Because you and I went to the polls to elect a president. My grandmother, Wenyamato, I took her to the polling station when we were voting for the 1992 Constitution. And that was my first encounter with the electoral process. And I have grown to appreciate the sacrifices she made by waking up from her sickbed and going to vote for a new constitution.
The Constitution.
And that happened after so many years of military rule.
Yes.
Where people were beaten, people were killed,
publicly flogged,
women were whipped in between their legs in this country.
Shaved.
Bernard, when I came to Accra, my first years as a journalist was spent at the National Reconciliation Commission. Now, any young man sitting through the proceedings of the National Reconciliation Commission, for the years that it sat, the stories that were told would have been seriously harmed psychologically by the kinds of things that people came to say.
To talk about.
And these were some of the horrendous parts of our history. People were killed just for asking, why are you with my girlfriend? People were killed for having a number of toilets in their homes in this country. We are 68 years, aren't we?
Yes, please.
Almost half of the years that we have enjoyed our independence was spent under what? Military rule. And many would argue, and I agree to a large extent, that parts of Nkrumah's era also saw serious abuses of human rights.
His last couple of years.
Exactly. So when you pull all of that together, if indeed whipping up citizens, shooting them at the stakes, would have reformed the Ghanaian, perhaps we wouldn't be where we are today. It is simply not sustainable. That is why the framers of the Constitution say, in Article 15, for instance, that the dignity of all persons shall be inviolable. Whether the person was selling on the streets, or the person is a politician accused of stealing, or the person is a journalist asking questions, including my good friend Caleb, his dignity is regarded as inviolable unless in certain limitations, with limited circumstances, where you can take away some of those things in order to exact punishment, or in appropriate cases, enforce public discipline and public order. And those are in very limited, circumstances. And Bernard, Article 15.2 says, for instance, that no person, whether or not he is arrested, restricted, detained, be subjected to torture or other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. So that when you arrest someone selling at a space that you did not designate, the lawful thing to do is read the person's rights to him, tell him that he's entitled to a lawyer, haul him to the nearest police station, charge him, drag him to court, and let a lawyer represent him because he chooses that he wants that lawyer to represent him.
Simple.
The state or the city will make their case against the person. A fair-minded judge will listen to the matter and deal with it. Now, you don't sacrifice these provisions of the Constitution and say that because you don't want to deal with the police. Because in any event, the office he occupies is a creation of law. That's why when the president nominated him,
he had to go through.
Yes, the people vetted him and approved him for the job
under the law.
Yes, and he is not to be arbitrary because the Constitution says so. So we do not want to allow people who have had some, fantasies about how military regimes operate, how they operate, to now occupy public offices and seek to.
People have this sense of glorifying dictatorships. So you notice the Burkinabe president and the new presidents in these Sahelian states, people are sharing what they are doing.
Yes.
Oh, they are taking over their country's
so
minds.
much propaganda
they
happening
are sacrificing for their people. They all start like that too. And we are romanticizing dictatorships as if they are so nice.
Certainly not.
And as responsible, we will not agree because you see, this thing that people are saying that, Ghanaians are stubborn. Ghanaians are stubborn. That's what leads to military adventurism.
Exactly.
Who tell the military they are even as disciplined as you think they are?
No.
Bernard, in Kumasi though, there is a better example.
Okay.
With the regional minister, Frank Amwakohine, right? He's done the Ashanti Fest, under which they've done a cleaning exercise.
It's a coda.
Corroborate what's going on.
Go ahead.
And in doing the cleanup exercises, he reminds the people that, this is something he does through communication and gets the collaboration and buy-in of the people. No one has put a cane on the people. They are all participating in the exercises and all the initiatives that the regional minister has rolled out so far. It's not been out of compulsion. People have even put their own resources into some of the activities that the minister is pushing. And it's all how he's relating, how he's engaging, how he's speaking. He said something after their cleanup exercise, appealing to the people that, look, we have expended resources, energy, and time, human efforts to clean up these spaces that we all share. So he's appealing to them that they should ensure they keep their places as clean as they've had it. But if anyone goes beyond that to make the place untidy again, then they will face the rigors of the law. So two leaders, one is a regional minister, one is a mayor. One is appealing to the sense of pride and dignity of the people and seeking their collaboration. The other one comes and says, as for me, I don't like police and long things. If you do anything, I will beat you.
And Bernard, do you know why it is dangerous?
Talk to me.
As the Metropolitan Chief Executive for Kumasi, he is the head of DISEC. That means that he is the president's head of security in that space, which means that the police service is under his command. The related service, institutions that provide security for all of us, they are all under him. Now hear him. He tells us that he, as the president's lead security chief in the area, he doesn't like dealing with the police. I mean, how can you say that as the president's lead spokesperson and head of security in that part of the country? That's what he said. Just like the president of the republic, hypothetically,
I don't like police.
I don't like the police, so I don't like dealing with the police or reporting matters to them. So once I am moving and I have my voice,
it's very dangerous.
It is the most dangerous thing that a person elected to public office, although not through.
Again, Skoda, you notice he's not the only person. In fact, and not to say it's the same, when the Ashanti regional minister was blasting the fire service guy, he said he would get his boys to move the trucks. So there's this concept of my boys.
Can you imagine?
Which political leaders move with, which I don't understand where they get them from. It's like they have some fans and some macho men or kind of thing working with them. It is completely unacceptable.
Yes.
And to now normalize it. And I'm not talking about you, Accra. I'm talking about
I know you're not talking about me.
You see, it seems like it's become normal where they move with these people to show that they are in charge.
Yes.
So a mayor cannot walk alone. He needs 10 people to walk behind him. For what? For what? Are you a king?
No.
You are a public servant.
Yes.
A public servant.
Yes.
So it's and for me, my biggest worry is the justification of this by
a lot of the comments we are getting.
That Ghanaians. My question is that so you are lawful. Is the Ghanaians is the traders who are lawless? So you the one texting, you obey the law. So is the traders in Edum? I would have said, in addition to your point, that Henry Corte's strategy was good. Henry Corte didn't go about beating people.
He did. It's a lie.
I didn't see him.
I
didn't see.
Henry Corte supervised lashing with policemen, soldiers at Medina footbridge. That's what they did was that we were here.
They prevented you from
Medina. Some force was.
I said Henry. I am telling you. I am telling you.
Me, I didn't see
Henry Corte supervised public lashing.
I didn't see it.
I'm telling you.
You can't bear this kind of.
He lashed people
with which evidence?
Bernard, there was even a question. When you interviewed Henry Corte, you asked him about how lawful his approach was. If you remember, your interview with him on
residents of Medina,
you asked him about how lawful his approach was.
What I saw was that. What I saw.
So as you say, he didn't lash them.
Godfrey.
Henry Corte lashed them.
No problem.
You said we should do what he did is the model. Let's take that model. He was lashing people.
I'm saying that what I saw was that by the time you get there, the people are already there.
Bernard, there is a message here. They did lash people.
They were lashing.
That's a message. Caleb, no.
I am not reading a message.
Where is the evidence? If there is evidence to that effect, we can take him on.
We reported on it.
That he beat people.
CNR.
I'll go and create the video.
Okay, if the evidence is the producer,
that they are beating people.
Let the people, because
me, what I saw,
we have suddenly forgotten.
What I'm saying is that
I don't know.
The residents who were lashed have forgotten they were lashed.
I know Medina. When you get to Zongo Junction, there are men standing on the roadside. If you try to cross, they say, "Hey, footbridge."
Don't do that.
He's holding a stick. Hey, footbridge. So people were forced by his crowd management to climb the footbridge. You say he lashed, no problem. I'm sure people in Medina will say they lashed them. I didn't see it. Even if Henry Corte lashed, does that justify that the Kumasi mayor must get up and say?
In fact,
nobody has made justification.
No, I'm not talking about you.
In fact, let me issue a caveat here. I have no evidence whatsoever.
Neither do I.
That the former minister for the Greater Accra region did that.
I didn't think he did that.
So he did. I have not said evidence. But if there is evidence that he did that, and that he actually supervised that, then it will be lawful for him to be taken on, even after leaving office.
If there's evidence.
Provided there is that evidence. So what I'm saying is that there cannot be any justification for the expressing of an intention to arbitrarily, extrajudicially beat up citizens merely because
let's use the onion market, which is what we covered. You see, for me, I want to work what I know. The onion market, we covered it. Now, Henry Corte got a group of people. There were military people involved. You can ask OJ. I don't recall anybody being beaten.
No.
They didn't. What they did was that when they got... See, the way he strategized the thing, before he goes, they already know they are coming. And sometimes when you even see them, you know what you have to do. So he used the force of deterrence. That's what I saw. So you notice that the soldiers will go with. In fact, during the COVID period, when they were removing all the rats from the market, they usually will go at dawn. They will even engage the sellers, the traders. You remember there were times he would speak to. You see, I'm saying that, and Henry Corte will come on air. He will give you a week. In fact, this is what he did.
Should be done.
When he's coming to do the action, he will plan interviews, breakfast show, point of view. Ekosi is saying he will do all that. Then the next week they move. So what I'm saying is that the approach was inclusive and the approach was consultative. Now, of course, there are excesses and it's possible people were beaten. But I'm not going to sit here to say that Henry Corte's strategy was to say to beat on site. Good. I am saying that the reason...
there were two different situations.
No problem. Which is the Kumasi situation is vexatious because number one, he hasn't even tried anything, it doesn't work.
Yes, just 3 days in office.
If Henry Corte, you know, number one, Henry Corte is a regional minister. You are mayor. That's number one. Number two, Henry Corte spent like 3-4 years in this position. You haven't even spent 1 month. And in your first meeting with the press, you say, if I see you, I'll beat you. It is completely wrong. In fact, if he had even said, oh, we have come up with all these measures and we have all agreed collectively that if anybody does this, you understand. So he is not, the signal it sends is that he has some superior knowledge about how to govern. And for him, beating on site is the way to go. And I'm saying that right-thinking people should not support this. Number two, let's not give democracy a bad name because things are not working. This is what people do. They jump from, Ghanaians, baby, law, human rights. Human rights is important if it affects... If they catch you and start beating you, then human rights is important. We have bastardized democracy. The problem is that governance is poor. You have to consult. There are many dimensions of governance. There's accountability, there's participation, there's consultation, there's enforcement. You don't go through all of this. You get up and say you start beating people. Fine, people are lawless everywhere. And I do understand that there's indiscipline too. War against indiscipline. Were we beating people?
No.
What were we doing?
We were
naming and shaming. Cameras. Yes. Police. When the police catch you, did they beat you?
No, they'll take you to court.
So why are we making it seem as if saying that a man should not beat people on sight means we endorse lawlessness? In the same way that you said people are also jumping quickly too much. We need to have nuance. The fact that me and Sky are saying that the mayor is wrong does not mean we endorse lawlessness. Democracy is not a bad practice. No. It is we who don't do it well. Exactly. What makes democracy bad is the way we the partisanship. If we would apply the law without fear or favor. Okay, let's talk about cows. You have cows working in Kumasi. You haven't even consecrated the cow. Then you are going to beat the person. If you had even said, I have a law that says a stray cow. In fact, it's even lawful to catch a stray cow. That
is what the bylaw says.
The law is clear. If I catch a cow which is stray, I can catch it. You haven't finished catching cows, and you are going to beat people. So for me, I'm not even going to glorify. Anyway, we can read it, all right? Because people believe that they have a right to speak. And I'm saying that anybody who has texted this, if somebody catches you and start beating you in town, don't report to the media, because Ghanaians are lawless. And so because see. Traders don't have voice. Market women don't have voice. A lot of the people who are victims of this type of thing don't have time to even text a radio station. So you can sit in your house and say Ghanaians are lawless, so let's beat them. May it not happen to you. May you not be caught in the line of fire. Yeah. May a trustor not stop you at the wrong place and they'll say you have offended and they will beat you.
Or may somebody just shout, "Hey, Julo,"
and you
find yourself in the wrong place.
And those who are appointing Sali for Amankwa, did you live through it? What nose did he leave behind? What model? You see, we like romanticizing things with anecdotal evidence. People are saying Salif Amankwa was there.
They should go to the National
Reconstruction. Where is the Salif Amankwa model? What is there to learn about it?
But he wasn't a mayor, was he? He was a city guard.
And almost people from a certain generation are texting me that Salif Amankwa, when he was there, Circle was good. What's the population of Accra when Salif Amankwa was there? You see, we have to. The same way you say we should contextualize. I prefer a model where whatever you do, you find a law to do it. Okay. Now, Frema went to Singapore. I haven't been to Singapore. She said when she went there, they told them that there are certain things if you do, this is the punishment. And it is written. Now, you don't support corporal punishment.
No, I don't.
In that society, they do. And they've made a law from it. Okay. So, it's not lawless to lash somebody for doing something if that is the process that the law has agreed to go through. We can't sit in Ghana and say Singapore is wrong. Okay, but we can sit in Ghana and say our mayor was wrong because he misspoke. And the reason he misspoke was maybe he means well. He wants to get Kumasi working. He wants to send the right signal. And don't forget, when the leader comes in, he wants to set the right tone. And we understand that. So you want to let people know it's not business as usual, The good thing to say this morning, call into, what's the biggest station in Kumasi?
I'm sure there are quite a few.
And say to them, morning show host, yesterday I said some things. I think on reflection, I got carried away. We want to urge the people of Kumasi to cooperate with us to make Kumasi great again. We will get the right laws to. Then we move forward. And let's attempt to justify and all these things.
But I don't think he has attempted to justify.
It's people.
There are people who
it's people.
Okay.
It's people.
Please get the messages.
Read it for us, Media.
Read the messages.
There is the stray animal voice to bring it up, but please. But
also, it's the stray animal. You said
that one is here. Henry Cote empowered or supervised his guys to lash people at the Madina Zungo Junction. This was all over social media. You didn't add your name. Hey, Bernard. So it's true Ghanaians have short memories. People were whipped at Zongo Junction. Some were made to kneel down in the sun. The moment people started talking about human rights, they stopped.
Okay.
And the pedestrians are on the streets again from Temasenda. Tax forces holding canes at Zongo Junction, beating people. This is not to justify anything, but you are sharing what you saw.
Okay.
Please tell Sky to relocate to the Western world at once and leave our dear motherland in peace.
You will not relocate.
Dear Bernard and team, I think you do not appreciate Godfrey's comment.
Okay.
We are not justifying what the mayor said. However, if there are students crossing roads when there are footbridges available, trotro drivers parking close to bus stops and traders causing so much nuisance, it creates a difficult situation. When you try to address these issues or accidentally disturb their wares, you often face insults and aggression. David from Adenta. Why is Sky preventing the debate on the alternative solution?
That's
earlier. Good morning, Bernard. Too many laws. We've never had too many laws have not done us any good. We need to enforce moral discipline. Jones Adoboy from La.
I'm marking of you one by one.
Yes, caning, which is a form of corporal punishment, is legal in Singapore in certain offences. Yes. It's a specific type of lashing with the number of strokes typically limited to a maximum of 24.
And they said the strokes,
yes.
Time one side.
The buttock.
I am reading.
No, the practice is governed by the Criminal Procedure Code 2010, and only male offenders between 18 and 50 years old can be caned, provided they are medically fit. Good morning, Bernard and Co. I think the mayor is only reminding us of Salif Omanko of Kwame Nkrumah's circle, and I think he should be assisted to do it well.
No.
But Bernard,
we should not be assisted to do it well.
We say chewing gum and not chewing gum. Okay, I don't get it.
We'll take that.
Yes,
I'll say something.
Right. Good morning, Bernard. I was in Kumasi yesterday. I walked through Roman Hill to Alaba. Bernard, hawkers have taken over the pavement and there is nowhere to walk. Cars are struggling. Heavy human traffic persists. Finally, everywhere is dirty with plastic materials scattered all over the place, and it stinks as well. Adams from Teshi said that.
Day of national cleanup.
Richard, your law is outdated.
Do you know in Nigeria, in Lagos, there are certain days they call sanitation. In those days, you can't do anything. Yeah. They found a way to get people involved in cleaning, and that day they all clean the front of their compound and they go back to work after that. There are different ways of getting people involved in trying to get things to work better. We understand the desperation about the dysfunction, but trust me, I was with some people a few days ago and they were talking about Ghana. Oh, Charlie, the politicians are the same. They are just handing over. And I said, look, you've had 30-something years of an uninterrupted constitution. You need to thank God for it. Because the First Republic didn't last for more than 10 years. Second Republic didn't last for 3 years. Third Republic didn't last for 24 months. So we are trying to work on the constitution to make it better. Sky, we have a lot to be grateful for. That 1992 constitution that we passed in 93 has seen 8 presidents. It's a lot to be thankful for.
6 presidents, 8 transitions.
Democracy is not that bad. That you've had the chance to go and vote and to go home and sleep and watch the news and see who has become president. A president dies and in less than 3 hours he's replaced and nobody is killed. You don't know that that's important. And you sit on there and say, oh, Ghana, there, everything law. You wait till somebody infringes upon your law and there's a corrupt judicial system or there's an abusive police officer. You will appreciate rule of law. There are some things you don't appreciate until you lose it. It's like democracy. You don't appreciate until you lose it. It's like, oh, Ghanaians, they say, media for the don't worry, we'll leave the space for you. We won't do this work forever. We'll leave it for you. Then you will come and use your martial law to run the system and see if it will get better. Let's learn from history. Let's learn from others. I appreciate the Benin example. Again, there are contexts here. Every country and the way the citizens are.
Shaddam regime.
Because of the dark past of military rule, Ghanaians have come to a point where they are very worried about certain types of abuses. So don't remind us of those times when you have the chance to speak as a public leader. We don't want those days. A lot of times the markets were places where people were abused.
Exactly. Market women.
Accused of calabulling. Beaten for no apparent reason. Fine, don't trade on the streets. Put in place measures. You can even decide that you will put barriers so that they can't go there. It may cost us more. Don't forget there are 3 E's: engineering, enforcement, education. I think those 3 are equally legitimate. Okay? You engineer to force people to act. You educate to convince them to change. And you enforce to punish. You don't start with, let me beat you. Okay? So we are saying that yes, Ghanaians, some of them are indisciplined, but a society run by rules should not for 1 second tolerate the kind of rhetoric the mayor put out.
And the person who is sending the message, look, you'll be surprised that a police officer will find you, just accuse you of japping the red light. Whether it's true or not, there's evidence on it. He starts slapping you left, right, and center. You say that is justified? No. We cannot encourage that. And to the people who are sending messages defending this position, I ask you respectfully, go and find the testimonies of people who appeared before the National Reconciliation Commission. Spend time to internalize their testimonies. And when you are done, you come back and tell me whether you go back to that position. Because there are many things happening in our country. People are stealing our resources left, right, and center. Galamsey, one of the biggest problems of Ghana today is illegal mining. We have not even started encouraging people that they should, when they get them, they should, execute them on site. Because you will find yourself in a space where you just happen to be there.
Yep.
There should be a way of determining whether indeed you have done something that the law says you ought not have done before action is taken against you. No society that is civil would encourage a situation where people are beaten on the spot. And I've been digging through.
Before that, Caleb should read a few comments from
I just
our
want
YouTube
to mention.
stream.
Yeah, okay,
and you give me the
mention,
Singapore matter.
Yeah, Singapore is a common law jurisdiction. I've been digging through their pieces of legislation. I am yet to find a provision in their laws that allows extrajudicial whipping of people merely because they littered or they chew garment. The people who say that they have the evidence or that they live there and there's something like
Somebody
that.
actually quoted a law.
No,
somebody sent you a law.
Somebody sent a text
posted
message saying
and
that
mentioned
it's
a
part of
particular
criminal
code,
They should furnish the entire provision to us.
But you can search for it.
No, because I'm doing that. I have not found that one yet.
Look for Singapore criminal code.
Because it's a common law jurisdiction. Just get up and beat up
but
people.
common law jurisdiction doesn't mean that all the laws there are.
No, I understand.
They are different kinds
I
of
understand that. You see, Singapore's laws, just like ours,
Yeah.
generally modeled around what the UK does,
Yes, but
or
the
England
specific
does.
law.
No, yes. So that's what
The
I'm saying.
specific law can be there, even though I agree with you. The common law is the principles, but the specific law can say that.
I've just said that. I have read through what should generally be available. I've not found one yet. So if the person has that information, respectfully, the person can make it
But
available.
I can say that at least, and I'm bearing what my colleague told me, that she was in Singapore
2 months ago.
Yes, and she said that it was read to them
that
when you do certain things, this is the punishment.
The punishment is.
In fact, he said it's even written. He said it's even written.
When you get on, when the flight is about to land,
They said they told them.
They will tell you.
They should make it available.
Yeah,
No, you just take a trip.
Yeah, so maybe we should go to Singapore.
Take a trip. When you are landing,
the way you are talking, you even go again. You even go again.
No,
Like
for all you know, the
so you
person,
limit your travel to common law.
No, hold on. For all you know, the person who was talking at the. It's one thing officials talking anyhow at the entry point.
No. The Singapore one has been done. It's multiple
I am
reports.
saying, Bernard. That's why I'm saying that. Look, it is not.
Sky, we can't sit here and give you the law now.
But no,
I
so
can't give you one now.
There are videos
Go ahead.
of Medina Zongo Junction earlier. This is 30th March 2021. We're seeing people cross the road instead of use the footbridge when the place was cleared. We're seeing officials making a gentleman kneel down by the pavement. Some were made to sweep.
Do we have videos of people being
Some are
beaten
doing
on site?
Adanko
Is it my argument was beaten? Do you have people being beaten on site?
Yes.
Where's the
If you supply it.
Where's the evidence?
The video you shown me is people kneeling down and things. No problem. Kneel down. Fine. It's corporal punishment. No problem. You see,
the situation was so that it was even the subject of our colleague Samson Ladia in this program.
No,
he did a whole take on it. Why Samson doesn't see the law?
No, Governor, we are not saying that. We are saying
it's
that.
the name of
What was he talking about then?
You see.
Bernard, I remember this point because when you interviewed him on Point of View,
Yes.
you asked him about his modus operandi because people had questioned how lawful some of it was.
But did I
So there
specifically
must
say
be
somebody?
there must be a justification for which people raise that. But yes, an experience I want to share.
Go ahead.
You know, I was doing the war against indiscipline. I was the main reporter doing the war against indiscipline point, you see. And through the war against indiscipline, we managed to create some sense of responsibility and discipline amongst people.
Yes.
There was a bit of restraint when people were driving on the road because people knew there was consequence for bad behavior. And so you will go through the legal process. You didn't even want the fact that it will waste your time so much. In fact, for a lot of people, they preferred they could have even paid a sport fine and just move on to do what they wanted to do. So the fact that the police could arrest you and you will have to go to the police, the court, be processed for court and go through all that delay, people would just do the right thing for certain reasons. Now, you also found out that a lot of people attempted to circumvent the process.
Correct.
So much much of the resistance and the pushback was because people felt that by their status and who they were, they could challenge the system, have their way around and not have to do it. So the reason why we're against the discipline, though it was effective, we are no longer doing it today, is because some big people who know the law better feel that they don't want to submit themselves to the law. So today we are not doing war against indiscipline, and indiscipline on our roads have increased. And Abraham Amaliba will tell you that between January and March this year, the road crashes we have experienced has gone up compared to last year. And fatalities in places like Kumasi have increased,
which means
even
that
though
the
Accra
lawlessness
has reduced.
is not necessarily just for the low level.
Yes.
Your point even confirms my view.
That's what I'm
that
coming
you see,
to.
generally, you
Yeah.
are unleashing violence on people of a certain class.
Yes.
Because they are voiceless.
Yes.
War against the discipline, you notice, and you know, Caleb used to do something. When he moves to the people, they don't know he has a camera. So usually the police stops the guy. And they say, hey, Matthew, then Caleb says, what is the problem? They say, I'm just driving. And the guy said, now, when Caleb is doing the interview, his cameraman is like 200 meters out
and
behind.
he has the evidence now.
So Caleb's interaction, they are basically telling him that, they were just driving small. No, the guy catch them. These are all educated people who are breaking the law. Okay. And I think it's a very important point that imagine if the police, when they catch people, they just start beating them.
Beating you.
That we've told people to drive on the right, we are not driving. So we should. I think that point has to be done away with.
Yes.
I just think that, again, the Henry Cote situation. Fine. I wasn't where he was throughout his tenure. Caleb, the media in Ghana covered this a lot.
Where is the evidence?
If Henry Cote's tenure was characterized by abuse of people's rights in a widespread manner,
the claim was that he supervised.
There would have been more reportage on that. Generally, I'm coming. Generally, listen to my.
Let's not do this.
No, listen to my.
No,
listen to my.
Bernard, let's not even go there.
No,
let's not do that this morning. Let's not do that this morning. Bernard.
No, wait.
Bernard.
Generally, I'm coming.
Bernard.
Generally, the coverage of Henry Cote's work, generally, in the
this
media.
was in a very specific reference. You see,
yes,
let's not mix what he did.
No, Geoffrey.
When you spoke about the onion market,
I am saying that
I completely
his
agree with you.
approach was not an approach of we are trying to, people are, the reason I'm bringing Henry Cote, people are trying to use Henry Cote to justify what the guy is saying.
Bernard, I'll read something. I like what this is from 14th March 2020.
Okay.
I like what the policemen are doing at Madina Zongo Junction, stopping pedestrians from crossing the road instead of using the footbridge. The stubborn ones too are receiving hot lashes.
Who put that there?
The people who are there, there are videos.
Make those claims.
What are you talking about?
Okay, no problem.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying
are we suddenly now going to say that the
saying,
people who send us messages
I'm not trying
they
to
don't have eyes, they lie.
You don't get what I'm saying.
Somebody's reputation here.
No, I'm not even going there. I'm saying that.
Then there are a lot of things we should stop making reference to.
Was there widespread abuse of people's rights and Henry Cote's tenure?
No. There was no. But if you want to make that comparison, has anybody's rights been abused in Kumasi now, as we speak?
We are talking about.
Hold on. No. Between what Henry Cote did at Madina Zongo, footbridge, and what has happened in Kumasi, where has there been an egregious abuse of rights?
No problem. I'm saying.
Hold on. Let him answer the question.
Henry Cote.
Hold on.
Henry Cote did many things. Henry Cote was a great Accra regional minister. And I have given you incidents of what I saw him do.
Yes, and I have agreed with you.
Okay. And I'm saying that it is possible that rights were abused.
And in this particular situation that we are talking about, the Madina Zongo one, there was lashing.
I can't disagree with that.
I have not disagreed with you on the good work that he did on other places.
Then we are on the same point.
Yes, but I am saying that if we are accusing, we cannot say that Henry Cote, who actually supervised that, and the person who has said it but has not done, are the same people.
No, in his first public, you see, that's the thing. It's a good point we are making. We are comparing two things. So number one, I agree with you that we shouldn't compare somebody's.
Let's not whitewash it.
No, hold on. We shouldn't compare somebody's intended action with what somebody has actually done.
Yes,
but that's number two. We should also not in the same way equate somebody's first public speech to somebody who had many discourses with the public and his rhetoric.
I understand
because that rhetoric also signals his approach. So in the same way that we cannot overemphasize what somebody has said against what evidence or somebody has done, which I agree. Somebody spent time. Sky, I'm with him. Somebody spent time engaging the public on what he wanted to do, as against somebody's first speech. First public speech after he, of course, when he was when he gave a speech. So we both of us have to take take each other's views.
I'm not fighting with you on that at all.
Bernard,
so we move on. Susu, let me hear Susu.
No, Bernard.
Let me hear Susu. Let me hear Susu.
Before Susu comes.
See, I and girlfriend have agreed to disagree.
No.
We are okay.
Hold on. Because there's a reputational issue here.
We have dealt with that matter.
No.
He has shown. Sky, let's not overemphasize it.
Bernard, no, please. It's important. No,
people have shared videos of what happened at Zongo Junction.
Bernard, it is
somebody thinks the video is false.
Hold on.
It happened under his jurisdiction as regional minister.
There was a claim that he supervised the lashing of people.
Fair enough. It's a choice of words.
No, Bernard,
he was the regional minister when people were beaten. Whether he was the one who directly supervised it or not.
I want to hear Sky on this.
When you say that, you mention the person's name, and you suggest that he personally supervise a certain unlawful conduct.
Yeah.
You must have the evidence to back that.
Good.
Now, where you don't have the evidence, and you make that direct and public claim.
Fair enough.
Right? The person is entitled, whichever way he chooses, to deal with the matter. That's why I'm saying that.
Context,
look, we are all professionals here,
but the context is very clear. Under the Henry Quarter era, Onio Market was congested. Madina Zongo Junction was also cleared.
Yes.
In clearing Madina Zongo Junction, there's video evidence that people were beaten.
So you can
say that under his jurisdiction and oversight of the Madina Zongo Junction
during
project,
the period,
people were beaten. Whether he directly supervises or not, I agree with you. We can't say that.
Hold on.
Let's move on.
Bernard, there is a direct distinction to be made between you sitting here, we doing analysis, and then you supervising us insulting someone.
I get it.
As opposed to you being the host.
Under my leadership.
Yeah. Yes. Under your leadership as the head of the breakfast show.
Yes.
We are having a discussion. You are not necessarily here.
So you are basically between active and passive. I agree with you.
So because it involves someone's
I agree
when
with
you say I supervised the beating of someone, I stood there, or I even ordered it.
Fine.
Or when it came to my attention, I did very little or nothing to actually deal with the people involved.
The operative word is active supervision.
Yes.
Or happen under the person's oversight.
Can I just?
So let's not over nitpick on this. Let me hear you.
First of all,
somebody's reputation.
It started from late March. If you look at the videos, late March is when the initial kneeling down and lashing incident started.
Yeah.
And then
this is 2020.
This is 2021.
Okay.
Then the last mention of it is there's an interview with one of the city guards in June where he says that we'll continue to lash people if they don't use their footbridge. I understand what Sky is saying, but you can't tell me that from the end of March, April, May, June, lashing was happening. The regional minister was asleep for 3 months. And we can't say he's not responsible.
Yeah,
at a certain point, you have to. There has to be some responsibility.
Let's stay on point.
I can forgive you, a lawn lawyer.
It doesn't matter.
No, that's okay.
You are saying that.
No. I say this with all the respect that I command.
You see, you're also saying that because under Henry Court, it's under me. So under my supervision, the show is degenerating.
You are out of order. You can say that.
I can be accused of supervising lawlessness.
I don't want to be sleeping and you call me.
That's what.
Henry Corte has done ABC. So you come and sit in the because I am
when he does, I will call you.
I don't want to.
When he does, I will call you.
Because it is. I am issuing that caveat.
We have accepted. We have issued the caveat. But
so don't say that because it happened under his tenure. He supervised. There are two clear things.
You see,
supervision. You can find the meaning of supervision.
The principle.
Supervise means that you took active interest in making sure that a particular result is attained.
The principle of this show is that everybody has equal right to express their view.
Which is
you say forcefully.
Yes.
That
with all the strength and command I can.
The young man has also provided evidence.
Which does not satisfy the requirement of supervision. It only happened under his tenure. He's alleged.
He didn't say
it's not alleging. It happened under his tenure.
Yes.
At the very least, he's negligent. At the very least.
Why are you trying to?
What did I take issue with?
Take your time.
Godfrey's claim that the man supervised.
We have dealt with that. But Susu's point was that it happened under his tenure.
They are two different things.
We agree.
So he didn't supervise?
You see, Sky, the thing, at the very least, he was negligent in the matter. Because you can't tell me that for 3 months this was happening.
You found the meaning of supervise.
Oh, I'm saying at the very least, he was negligent. That's what I'm saying.
Because under his tenure
for 3 months, they were lashing people in Madina.
It happened. We have to agree and accept that. Whether he was the one, so we will take your voice, review. He didn't actively supervise it, but it happened under his program.
For at least 3 months.
So you can even say that ultimate responsibility for the region falls under him.
And he allowed it to happen for at least 3 months. Yes. At least 3 months. They were lashing for Madina Zongo Junction.
Which is interesting though, but I also find interesting that it's only Medina that people are referencing. I'm not sure if there are other places. Because a lot of, this is the other reason, there were many interventions in the Nkote issue. Yeah. There was the onion market, there was the scrap dealers issue, then there was the Medina Zongo issue, and there were other places. Yes. So far, most of the complaints about corporal punishment was for the Medina one.
Yes, because of the kind of place it is. Good. And the kind of solution they wanted.
Which also justifies the point that generally, his approach was different, although there were abuses.
Yes.
Generally, we can live with that. Okay, we are not here to whitewash anybody or also to go back to the past.
For me, that's not even make a point.
But you see, the reason this is vexatious is that a lot of Ghanaians are frustrated with the dysfunction in the city, and we all want things to get better. What I think we should do is that as citizens too, we have to be responsible. As citizens in the media too, we have to let people know that there are certain things you cannot do. Okay. Whilst we spend energy discussing what one man has said, people have been breaking the law for many, many months. We should also spend time talking about that. Because you see, when you become a duty bearer, it becomes much, much tougher. Because you realize that you mean well for the people and they are simply not moving. The justice system is slow. So we have to encourage more courts, better lawyers. Let's get more systems in place for redress. That's how you build a society. Okay? If we all use our instinct and frustration to solve the problem based on the easiest way to go, nobody will have peace in the country. So I'm just saying to Ghanaians that the same energy we are using to also text and say we agree or disagree, let's also talk to people. Because as Caleb keeps reminding you, engineering, enforcement, education. The education one is very critical. And a lot of the people listen to the radio. If every radio station will say, for example, we're against the discipline, it doesn't even have to cameras. We can say, spend the first 3-4 minutes, like the way we do sometimes, talk about traffic rules, how people behave. You know, because it's a lot of, it's called moral suasion. The citizens need to be shown, even TV, show them pouring refuse, social media. For example, there are certain people who now, when people pour rubbish in the gutter, they put it on their tweet and they make it go viral. These things help. I feel like society can be built when we all collectively come together to work. I don't think he will repeat this thing he said, based on at least some of the reactions that have come. We can live with it.
We have to watch him closely.
Yeah, we will.
But I want to say something small.
Let me give you the last word. It's okay. Let me give you the
I want to say something small. Yeah. The only reason we talked about Madina, you guys were discussing. So when I went to do the research, I focused on Madina. I didn't look at the other places. So if we look at some of the other places he did things, we might find that this was happening as well. But the Madina, at least, because that's what you guys were discussing, and there was a back and forth about whether it happened or not.
All right, we'll take a short break.
We'll be right back. This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Kids, no running. They grow up so fast.
Come here, guys. Who wants to watch their favorite show on GoTV?
Your family's favorite moments are made better with GoTV's shows. We've got loads of local, international, and kids channels, and all the football you need from the comfort of your home.
You can also watch your favorite shows wherever you are with GoTV Stream. Stick with GoTV and let's go together. GoTV. Love it.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody gets your own. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
As a busy professional, I struggled with back and neck strain from long hours at my desk. To improve my focus, productivity, and well-being, I sought expert advice from the CEO of Expert Office Furnish.
After being in the furniture business for 25 years, I can tell you two things that causes back pain in the workspace: bad sitting posture and not sitting on a good chair. I recommend to you the Genevia Beeper chair, the chair that helps you to sit right. When you don't sit right, it beeps for you to be able to sit right. The next will be the Enjoy chair. It takes every body shape and size. Buy a chair that will support your back and give you that comfort to be able to deliver on your job.
Expert Office Furnish offers molding furniture for comfort, productivity, and style. From seating to customized solutions, plus interior decoration services, they've got it all. Find them off the Atomic Hills Estate Road in Ashonman or call 0571 386602 on Facebook and Instagram at Expert Office Furnish.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Wale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Easter weekend with a promise to live life at Peduasi Valley Resort. Begin the weekend with sumptuous Good Friday special buffet as you groove to live band music. Then on Saturday, it's time to splash away. Join the ultimate pool party at Peduasi Valley Resort. Live DJs spinning the best tunes, a bouncy castle, cotton candy, and your kids' favorite cartoon characters for extra fun. Plus delicious lunch and dinner buffet. On Easter Sunday and Monday, we celebrate the restoration with grand feasts fit for royals. Stay in sync with our classic room promos and relax with our soothing spa offers. All this and so much more at Peduasi Valley Resort this Easter weekend. For reservations and inquiries, call 0540-125-555 or 0540-125-554. Peduasi Valley Resort. Live life.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
There was good and evil. We chose good. Why raise the time of the Most High, ye sons of men? The rich man's wealth is in the city. Yeah. Destruction of the poor is his poverty. Lord, destruction of your soul is vanity.
Non-lawyers don't tire for Ghana. Messi and Atume.
No, they say you are forgiven.
Charlie. Now, here's some exciting news from the bank with the coolest tagline, not just another bank. Yeah, Omni 6 new tagline, not just another bank. We're redefining banking with a renewed commitment to making you our cherished partner, the happiest customer. Come to any of our branches, call 0302 758 555 or toll free 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. Ever felt like the best products made in Africa are hidden, just like Africa's finest treasures? Well, let me tell you, Afro Quality just changed the game. They've brought together incredible, authentically African products under one roof, celebrating our creativity, excellence, and pride. From beautifully crafted, ready-to-wear fashion straight from Ghana, Kenya, and Rwanda, to running shoes from Kenya, watches from South Africa, and organic skincare gems from South Sudan, Afro Quality has it all for those who demand the very best. We're at East Legon on the Labalation American House Road, right on top of Say Cheers. Check out afroquality.com. Follow us at Afro Quality on Instagram or TikTok, or call 055 339 2345. Afro Quality, because you deserve the finest.
And Alpha Delta Pharmacy, Ghana's first drive-through pharmacy, is pleased to announce that it will run its regular 24-hour service all through the Easter weekend from Good Friday right through to Easter Monday. Enjoy our drive-through service where you are served from the comfort of your car. Alpha Delta Kolebu branch will also run its usual 24-hour service, while Alpha Delta Laboni branch will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. All our branches offer pickup or delivery services. Just call us 055 1400999. Alpha Delta Pharmacy wishes all cherished clients a very happy Easter weekend. And if you're tired of HR headaches, simplify your business with Hot Jobs Africa. As your one-stop HR shop, we handle recruitment, labor outsourcing, expatriate management, consultancy services, and corporate training. Plus, we offer staff basing and 100% staff support to boost productivity. So don't let HR hassles hold you back. Contact Hot Jobs Africa today. Call us on 0303 980 362. WhatsApp us on 0204 336 004. Or email us at info@hotjobsafrica.org. Our website is www.hotjobsafrica.org. Hot Jobs Africa. Think HR. Think Hot Jobs Africa.
We're here to talk about Legacy Crop Improvement Center. We've been discussing agri this whole week. Started with the minister. I have in studio Amos Rutherford Azeno, PhD, founder and CEO of Legacy Crop Improvement Center at Otariso. Ekwapim North Municipality. Doc, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
This your area is funny. Otariso. Where is that? Otariso.
Yeah, a few minutes away from Kufu area.
I see. Ekwapim North.
Yeah, Ekwapim North.
So for those who are not familiar with your work, give us a brief introduction to Legacy Crop Improvement Center and what you do.
Okay, so once again, good morning to your listening. Legacy is a smart C business hub we have in Ghana. It's the first of its kind in the West Africa sub-region. Basically, we are into seed production, marketing, distribution of seeds in Ghana, Mali, Burkina Faso, basically in the neighboring countries. We produce maize seed, cowpea, and soya beans, which we process and sell to farmers who want to grow crops that you and I depend on for our consumption.
What inspired you to establish Legacy? What was there a particular moment or experience that led you down this path?
Yeah, so but I come from Anglo, and if you know Anglo very well, it's an island between the Kita Lagoon and the sea. And when I was a child, we used to go to, we do a lot of shallot farming. Anglo is the only community in Ghana that has irrigation per unit area than any community in this country.
Okay.
But you realize that when we are doing all those things, the level of poverty in Anglo is very, very, very high. So when I was schooling at Legon, I read a research paper that said 90% of the world arable lands are in the hand of smallholder farmers. And the smallholder farmers only feed the 13% of our population.
It's terrible.
So it tells you there's a missing link. So I try to see what is missing in there. If 87% of our population have to depend on the only 10% of the commercial farmers in the world. Then I realized that, it's actually availability and accessibility of high quality seeds. So after leaving school, the whole idea is how do you establish a system that farmers can get a good quality seed to do a production. So basically.
So what are the core activities of Legacy Crop Improvement Center, what services you provide to farmers?
So apart from our seed business, we also have a tractor that's plow land. Farmers begin the good land preparation in the farmers that in the Kiapin of municipality. We have the state-of-art seed processing machine that can also process your grain, either being maize or rice, a cowpea for farmers who want it, especially those who want to export their soya beans or whatever crop outside this jurisdiction. It needs to meet international standard. We have the state-of-art seed processing machine, which can actually use for grain. You can't find it anywhere in this country. We support that. We live in a Kuapim enough. It's more like a rainfall zone. When farmers are harvesting, they have a high amount of water in their grains that they want to store. At that level, they can't store it. So when you come to Legacy, you realize that they are molding seed dryers or grain dryers. We have the solar one, we have the one that uses LPG gas that we can dry so that there's an issue of aflatoxin is reduced at that level, which can not lead to cancer when you consume
you can bring your produce and the seed dryer will help you.
We help you, and if you want a place to store it, we store it for you. We also link you to the market if we are ready to sell it. Then we connect you to a buyer, then you give us a commission of what amount the buyer pays you for that service.
What specific technologies is the center using to help farmers adapt, and how do these technologies address the challenges they face?
So currently, we are facing issue of climate variability. Last year, if you remember, we have 8 weeks of erratic rainfall pattern. We have one of the best climate smart variety, Lega 26. It's a climate smart. It's the only crop that a lot of farmers got something from in the last year. Even though it wasn't 100% in terms of its performance, but farmers are not in terms of purchasing power for farmer. It's caused the farmer to spend 320 Ghana cedis to plant 1 acre, compared to when the farmer is going to plant other variety, which is close to 1,000 cedis. So when you take at looking at the planting cost or the purchasing power, you realize the farmer is spending something close to 320 Ghana cedis to plant 1 acre. Where if you use other technologies, it probably maybe pay around 1,000 Ghana cedis to plant the same 1 acre that the farmer is planting. So we are supporting farmers in terms of their purchasing power, so that they don't spend more in their farming inputs.
We are talking to the CEO and founder of Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Dr. Amos Azino, and he's basically explaining the services they provide. They're based in the Kwapim North District. Now, can you share a success story that illustrates the real-world impact of your work on individual farmers or communities?
I think our seed technology, the Legacy 26, which is a provitamin A. Normally maize has carbohydrate as a nutrient content in it, and when you go to the rural communities, they heavily depend on maize, but as a result of lack of financial models, they don't balance their diets good. So this maize, when you consume it, and you have a protein content in addition to carbohydrates, so it's help you to reduce more nutrition in those communities. So for us, even though it's a drought smart variety, its nutritional component is also good for our health issues in this country. That, to me, I think is one of the best technology that the farmers have. Because by 85 days, the farmer is harvesting this variety compared to others that have over 100 days in terms of maturity.
What are some of the challenges the organization faces in its mission to improve crop production?
I think the seed business in this country, the government have to look at in 2013, we passed the National Seed Policy. And in 2015, we have the National Seed Plan. Over a decade now, it seems we have just abandoned the policy and the plan. And we are doing ton-a-ton. Yeah, we go and bring the seed from somewhere, we come and sell and make money.
That's all.
You understand? And it was that policy that allows some of us to do the kind of investment we are doing today. Before in the past, before 2010, the job I'm doing today as a foundation seed producer, you can't produce, so it's the state that is involved. So the Seed Act at 803 allowed the private sector
to get involved.
Now we are in a chain. The same state that put policy and plan in place to develop the seed sector to be a private sector driven is now doing something else. It's not propelling the industry to so we need the state to get in there.
What should they do for you?
Not for me particular, but I think for the ecosystem.
What can they do?
We need to have a local content policy.
A local content policy.
We need to have that. You see, recently in the weekend, the Feed Ghana project was launched. Fantastic project. But if you look at the seed that were distribute to the National Service Scheme and the Prison Service. These are important seats. So the question I keep on asking myself, what has happened to the local people who are investing in that space? Because the state can say, oh, we want to buy for those people, but early signs will tell us what kind of investment we have to do. I hope you are getting the point. That's what the state now, since we are not able to transition from a small holding system to commercial farm to, I think the state needs to have what I call the cooperative law to back our farmers. Because you see, it's difficult for the state itself and us to also deal with individual farmers who are not in association. So if we can have a law that actually puts all those people into a group or cooperative form, then it's actually take a lot of burden from the state.
How long have you been running Legacy?
November this year will be 10 years in operation.
Decade. What's next for the Crop Improvement Center? Are there any new initiatives or expansions on the horizon?
Yes, so this year we are introducing vegetables into our portfolio. So far, almost 10 years now, we are focused on the legumes and the cereals. This year we are doing pepper, okra, garden egg, onion, which we are new product we are bringing to the market. That market is a very huge market. You know, our vegetable seed market is always the seed. We are importing everything, almost everything from outside this country. It's over $500 million now. We want to actually champion the local production of some of the vegetable seeds in this country through our research that we are doing. And we want to have one of the best research farm, private research farm. So far, the research institution in terms of crop improvement are in the hand of the state, that the state owned. But we want to champion, we want to show leadership that it can be done in private sector, and the private sector guys can do it better and faster in terms of crop improvement.
So for listeners who want to learn more about your work or possibly collaborate with the Legacy Crop Improvement Center, how can they reach you?
Okay, you can locate our office in Legacy Square or Tariso. Then when you are moving from Ekwapim district to West Koforidua, you can, or you reach out at 0257 431809, or you visit our website legacycrop.com. You can have more information about us.
Can you repeat the numbers again?
0257 431809.
Finally, what message would you have for our listeners on the future of agric and food security?
I think the message to everybody, especially the leaders in agricultural space, is that when I always said when you want to control the destiny of a state or somebody, you control what the person eats. So we need to be very mindful what we do with agriculture. I heard the president this weekend saying that, agriculture is not afterthought. Yes, it's not afterthought. That means that we have to put the right resources in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Thank you, Amos Rutherford Azinu, CEO of the Legacy Crop Improvement Center, based in Otariso. Call them on 025 743 1809. 025 743 1809. Lots of comments on the matters. We'll come back with a few of them when we return. Stay with us.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Oh, right into the pond.
Of course, a pro indeed, Andy.
Another message? Oh, wait, not again.
Why, what's wrong?
We've exceeded our fuel budget by 15,000 Ghana cedis this month. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's crazy. Just for a few vehicles?
Exactly. We spend so much on fuel, but I don't even know where it's going.
I had the same problem until Instroma GPS saved me. Their fuel monitoring system stops fuel theft and wastage, saving me thousands, bro.
Really?
Yeah. It paid for itself in months. Plus, I get monthly reports that track every drop of fuel. Hey, I know we'll lose God.
Take control of your fuel costs today. Get a free demo of Instroma's fuel monitoring system. Call 024-676-7662 now. Instroma GPS. Your choice. Your savings.
Easter weekend with a promise to live life at Peduasi Valley Resort. Begin the weekend with sumptuous Good Friday special buffet as you groove to live band music. Then on Saturday, it's time to splash away. Join the ultimate pool party at Peduasi Valley Resort. Live DJs spinning the best tunes, a bouncy castle, cotton candy, and your kids' favorite cartoon characters for extra fun. Plus delicious lunch and dinner buffet. On Easter Sunday and Monday, we celebrate the restoration celebration with grand feasts fit for royals. Stay in sync with our classic room promos and relax with our soothing spa offers. All this and so much more at Pedrassi Valley Resort this Easter weekend. For reservations and inquiries, call 0540-125-555 or 0540-125-554. Pedrassi Valley Resort. Live life.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash Foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash Foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash Foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash Foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame. Ash Foam.
Mommy, I feel you. Ash Foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ash Foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash Foam. Feel it, know it.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehoah.
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-84007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Electroland Extravaganza Easter Promotion no Emanin Chow Water na wunya discounts ewa ye Samsung Easter Promotion na ye Media Easter Bonanza ni die deals a hodo bebre say adie ubenya Nasco Bena e free 499 Ghana cedis na so 1599 cedis a ubenya 32-inch Nasco LED TV na ye Nasco top mount freezers ni die e start free 1799 Ghana cedis na ye Nasco chest freezer no 2599 Ghana cedis pay o ubenya free desktop computer so woto ye Nasco 6 kg 7 kg 8 kg and 10 kg washing machine no kan wo na kwa ye showroom se wo Ghana fan nyina na chede ne buso na mo nhyehyɛ kakra wo ho Electroland Ghana Limited bia ye ba kwa e wo na mu nyama efe na ne bo dafem.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So it's 12 minutes to 10. We have a lot of comments we would read. We have a few laws that have been sent to us to enrich the discussion. We want to thank those of you who sent them. So Caleb, please help us this morning.
Good morning, City CBS.
Morning.
Please, I think beating people to enforce the law is wrong. Rather, the mayor should make sure the task force in Kumasi works actively. Robert sent that through. Now, before my flight to Singapore landed, we had leaflets. One thing I found interesting is that anyone with chewing gum had to declare it while in the country. I checked for myself if it was true that chewing gum wasn't sold in Singapore by asking at least 7 shops and all the other grocery shops for bubble gum. There was none available. I was categorically told that it was impossible to buy gum in SG. It is also true that if you overstayed your visa, you'll be last on your butt, jailed and deported. It's an awesome country. Me or do it from
No, I just want to say something. But I asked for specific information, and the people, I got the act in question. The act doesn't say that when you wee on the streets in Singapore, the police officer beats you up. No. You are arrested, processed in a court of law, defended by lawyers of your choice, and when there's a finding of guilt and the court proceeds then to give an order in line with the law that it should be caned, then that takes effect. But there are exceptions to it. So let's not make sweeping statements.
Yes.
Exactly.
But at least the law says you will be lashed at the end of the process.
Yes. So let's not compare the two.
Okay.
We are not the same.
Council, thank you. Now, growing up in my hometown of Georgia, I recall how effectively our local town council managed animal control. However, stray animal, I'm sure you want to say. However, it's disconcerting to see that here in Accra, the nation's capital, stray cattle are now competing with vehicles for space on our roads. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
Bernard, good morning. I agree perfectly with the mayor. The managers of our country need to be tough. Otherwise, over time, the country will be engulfed with filth and lawlessness. Enjoy the rest of your day. You need add your name. Moses from Abokobi says, I'm very disappointed with Akoto. We won't go back to the PNDC era.
Nice.
If you want to do your job as a mayor, follow the law. The Singapore issue he's talking about was in their law, and the caning wasn't instant. One has to be convicted by the court.
But that wasn't even the point I was making about Singapore. What the point I made about Singapore wasn't about caning. People should listen carefully a bit sometimes. The point I made about Singapore was the difficult decisions that were made in the development of and the growth of that country and the capital itself.
All right. Fair enough. More comments?
Caleb, please take a walk with Bernard through CMB all the way to Rollins Park and its environs, and he would understand the beating part. Ghanaians are $2, and most of the times beatings are the least that comes to mind. I'm Pofowa from Adenta. The reality is that some of these people can be very brutal and ruthless, even in the face of law. You know, so I'm engaged with these people small, so people should be careful. Bernard and team, good morning. Please allow the mayor to do his work. Ghanaians are very undisciplined, and that's one of the means to handle them. But you are not one of us. Okay, he's writing from Lejokuku, Moses Agboji Segbefia. Okay, Bernard.
Yes.
For the first time in 10 years, I disagree with you.
Okay.
The mayor, I won't read the rest. Bernard, I second the mayor's ideas. People are not behaving like people, as if they are the only people who need money to survive. The law thing is killing our communities, and it seems like a little force is needed.
It is lawlessness that is killing us. Law is to help us. Anybody who tells you the law thing is killing us is either misunderstands the law or themselves are lawless.
Thank you.
The law is supposed to help you. It's not supposed to kill you.
Sharp. Ashama.
The traders.
Okay. This one says the traders Henry Cote drove away around the Accra Mall are now coming back gradually, and the leaders are looking on unconcerned. In fact, there's a bus terminal now around that side. And when you walk past, the urine that will choke you, people are urinating in that prime area of Accra.
In fact, there's the green space, the one immediately next to the roundabout, where you see police officers. Just across. They've converted that whole space to a market of some kind.
We are not
People are selling shoes, they are kinky, watch, all kinds of things are being sold.
They've destroyed the place.
Just next to someone's high-rise building, which they are quoting
millions of
people.
And
so
most
when
of the
you stand
time
on your balcony,
you see, and what people don't normally get is the value of high rise sometimes also includes the view. So you've charged me $1.2 million for a view, and I'm watching somebody piss. Mate insulting somebody
Ghana.
for the $1.2 million.
The mayor is right, and I support his action 100%. If that is what will yield results, then so be it. You didn't add your name. But this one, I don't know how to go about it. It said Ashama. Unless beating, so police they have passed that level. Bernard, give us the solution.
He's
laughing. He's laughing. Please, Bernard, stop what you are doing. Then discipline on our streets is just too much. See what is happening in our secondary schools. That is why I like. Okay, you are okay. Louise at Santor.
That's why he likes what?
Military rule. A Kenyan tourist who has been interviewed in the beautiful streets of Kenya said Accra is a chaotic city. Echo from Tema.
Julian from Dansoman says, hello Bernard, you should beat them.
Okay.
Ghanaians are too stubborn. I just got back from Ivory Coast and I was shocked. Abidjan is so neat. The way they have integrated their numerous water bodies with the city. All street lights working. No street hawking. No street begging. The business center plateau. Oh gosh, Bernard, I can go on and on and on. Ghana, we are slacking behind. We need to wake up from our sleep. Let him beat them.
CBS Steve, good morning. Come to Abekana Pass and see how traders have taken over walkways and bus stops.
So the result in street lights?
Yeah, as if the space is for them. Such hawkers should be beaten for them to know what's wrong. In the evening, the median is taking over completely and forcefully, and they force the pedestrians to use the main road. This is so true. Good morning, Bernard. I think most people support what the mayor said because we've tried the solutions in the constitution and none of them have yielded good results. You can't go to Bema camp and litter anyhow because you know what will happen to you. Sky, you know? Bernard, I vehemently disagree with you on how Lagos achieved its enforcement of laws on cleanliness to become what it is now. I hope you know the typical behavior of the average citizen in Nigeria. Do you think it was achieved by enforcing democratic laws and no one's rights, so-called, was infringed in the process? Talk to Fashola and come again. The average Ghanaian is indisciplined. If you do the same thing, you get the same results. Jesse from Sakumono. Sky, good morning. I completely disagree with the... Okay, Bernard, I completely disagree with you. The discipline is too much. It's overwhelming. Okay, I think I've read Jones already.
Let me do two messages here.
Yes, please.
Bernard, for many out there, the real struggle is not about breaking the law. It's about breaking bread for their children. Yes, hawking and selling on pavements may be against the law, but asking them to move without offering a better option is enforcing the letter of the law while betraying its spirit. Leadership must not only uphold laws, it must understand lives. Let me read this again. Bernard, for many out there, the real struggle is not about breaking the law, it's about breaking bread for their children. Yes, hawking and selling on pavement may be against the law, but asking them to move without offering a better option is enforcing the letter of the law while betraying its spirit. Leadership must not only uphold laws, it must understand lives. I really like this message. Then there's another one from a lawyer, and he's correcting the point on the livestock. He says, there is no law that stray cattle must be eaten by prisoners. Clearly, the Kumasi mayor is ignorant and will not even seek legal advice. This is not one for anyone. Section 300 of the Criminal Offences Act 29, 1960, stray cattle. 1. Impounding stray cattle. If cattle are found wandering in a public place without a handler, a peace officer or health officer can impound them in a public pound. 2. Owner's responsibility. The owner must pay the cost of keeping the animal based on specific daily rates before reclaiming them. 3. Sale of unclaimed cattle. If the owner doesn't pay within 4 days, the animal may be sold after a 6-day notice, either posted publicly or delivered to the owner if known. 4. Proceeds of sale. After deducting expenses, the remaining proceeds go to the accountant general and the owner can claim them within 12 months. 5. Penalty for negligence. Anyone responsible for cattle found straying in public without supervision is guilty of a criminal offense. Criminal offense. Punishable by a fine of up to 5 penalty units. It's a criminal offense to allow your cattle to stray. Scope of law. This section applies to cattle, sheep, and goats in a list of specified towns, including Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, Tamale, Takoradi, and others, with potential for expansion by ministerial order. Those supporting the lawlessness, now this is the text comment. Those supporting the lawlessness should show me which law supports what the minister is proposing. Let's stop glorifying lawlessness.
So I was explaining to Akoto much earlier.
Thank you.
He was telling me about the challenge with his space.
Now, so
I was explaining.
There's a nightclub.
There's
a brothel.
There's a
cattle ranch.
He himself can arrest the animal
and then keep it.
Take it to the police.
And then the police will
do the necessary investigation.
The cost of impounding will charge it
because they are destroying his.
And then they can auction it after 6 days.
And then he will be.
The point I want.
Ask me whether he should use his money.
Let me end my favorite message.
Okay.
People will advocate for brutality until the day they become the victims of what they advocate for. That's what he has said, and I'll end with that.
No. Just give me 30 seconds if you don't mind. Will you give me 30 seconds?
Top up.
Yes. The truth also is that, look, our cities are not growing.
Yes.
Our cities are not living up to their full potential.
At all.
Now, we can decide to accept our cities the way they are, or we can decide to improve. What is pretty clear is that our neighbors and their cities are leaving us behind.
True.
What happens is that once cities stop growing, the potential in those cities start finding other places to fulfill that potential. So either our major cities, Accra, Kumasi, Takrade, find ways of living up to its potential, or people will start moving to other places where that potential can be fulfilled.
Thank you.
From the Bible to the Quran, Revelation in Jerusalem, Shalom, Salam Alaikum. You can see Christian, Jews and Muslims living together and praying, Amen. Let's give thanks and praises.
Melody Fafa. Charlie, your name is nice. Hey, Melody Fafa Potufe. She has Citi News at 10. No, Melody, Charlie. Melody, this is Alpha Blondie, and this song is called Jerusalem. Yeah, reggae is good. It's not bad. It's a very good thing. I know you are so. What's in the news this morning, Melody?
Hello and welcome to Citi News at 10. I am Melody Fafa Potufe. Coming up, PRC defends tariff hike, cites economic realities behind tariff adjustment, and Parliament Sanitation Committee review waste contract amid MMDA consent. The details of our stories now. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, has justified the upward adjustment in electricity and water tariffs. Last week, the Commission announced a 14.75% increase in average end-user electricity tariffs and a 4.02% rise in water tariffs across all consumer categories effective next month. Speaking on Eyewitness News on Citi FM, PURC's Director of Research and Corporate Affairs, Dr. Eric Obute, explained that the Commission was mindful of the current economic situation.
PURC does this work independent of what the government does. So if the government decides to cushion consumers, that is entirely different from what PURC does. But the commissioners, in their wisdom, as I said, we could have pushed through the entire arrears of 976 million. The commissioner could have said, apply the full 976 million for us to recoup whatever it is that is outstanding. But they realized that the impact on consumers would be too much. So in their best wisdom, they said, apply only 50% of it, and the rest 50% will be spread over the quarters of the year.
Dr. Eric Obute is the Director of Research and Corporate Affairs at the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC. Now, the Sanitation and Water Resources Committee of Parliament has assured of steps to review the government sanitation improvement package contract with waste management firms in a bid to ensure more efficient service delivery. This assurance follows complaints from several metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies within the Greater Accra region who expressed concerns over being sidelined in awarding of contracts aimed at addressing sanitation challenges in their jurisdictions. Speaking to journalists after a working visit, Chairman of the committee, John Otible, stated that the Mahama-led government will prioritize transparency, accountability and value for money.
And we are in government today, NDC government. We are going to do everything possible to review